I cannot move forward with Joe wearing his hat backwards and sideways like he's getting on the frickin' subway station.
I
Going
can.
to meet the crew.
You sound like
Carl.
I want to see the hair, man.
He's so Carl.
Hold on. How can I see
We
what's going on?
We
Here,
we
if
did
I
not
just sit
respond.
like
We
this-
did not respond correctly. We had the screen off.
I get a new
We
player.
didn't even see what was going on.
Oh, that's what he wanted to do. It's a pissing match.
Joel-ATX, this is a really fun one. I've been wanting to do this for a while. This is the Big Wheel Roundtable, where I invite some of my favorite streamers, some of my good friends. We have Scott from Lucky's Card Shop. We have Nick at All Day Collectibles. We have Joe and Kay at JJK Sports. We even have a couple special guests. We have Vic from EMS. We know him as EMS. And then we have Neal, Tip of the Sip Sports. This is a real fun one. So we spin the wheel, and on the wheel are just common topics from the hobby, maybe challenges that we have as streamers. And then we collaborate and we discuss, and we have a lot of fun discussing it, as you'll see. So sit back, it's gonna be a really good one. I do want to plug a couple people right now. Dynacards FSFT, they do amazing mags, different colors, black, silver. I think there's some new colors coming out. You can find these mags at fsft.net. And then you have Go Pack Go 2025. His company is called Imagine Custom Mags. I'm gonna put all their information right here. But he does baseball, basketball, football. He'll also do some colleges and some custom mags as well. So if you're looking for some cool custom mags, you are covered. Anyway, thank you guys so much. Enjoy this one. We'll talk to you soon.
The camera's in the wrong spot, but there we go. Look at that. Look at. Oh my.
Nick, are you happy now, Nick? Nick, are you happy?
Well, if I go over here.
Oh, jeez. We'll wait.
No, go. It's better now. I will say that it's much better. This eye is much darker than this eye, though.
You guys are worse than girls.
I know.
I will tip you $5 if you just
like every time it's his turn, he just talks about the glare. Like
I got fingerprints on my glasses now.
Yes, oh my god!
I am a
Who
girl, and my wife
prima donna?
My wife is the man in the relationship. So
Never.
You want to check your mascara?
Should I get her for the interview?
All right.
Should we bring Kristen down instead of me?
Yes, please.
Oh, God.
Tag out.
Yep. I'm down.
Okay. No need to intro, but I'm going to intro you anyway. We're starting, by the way, Nick. You okay with that? Okay. Thumbs up by Nick. Nick, that glare in your eyes is horrible. Anyway, hi, Joe and Kay. How are you? Great to see you.
Hey, what's up, Joe?
So these are all my favorite people. They've been on the podcast before. I've got them all together. And we're going to do something called the Big Wheel. So we have decided we've created 8 topics to talk about, and we're going to put them on the wheel, and we're going to spin it. And whatever it lands on, one person or one team, I should say, is gonna take that question on, and then the other 3 or 4 can kind of comment after that. It should be fun, and hopefully it's helpful. And let's get started. We have JJK Sports, we have Lucky's Card Shops, obviously Scott, and we have Nick at All Day Collectibles. Thank you guys so much. Nick is wearing an autographed Jamar Chase jersey, just so you guys know. What a flex.
Fancy.
I did some math, because that's what Asians do. We have 78,000 collectively 78,000 cards sold. We have over 121,000 followers. That's pretty damn cool.
Wow. That's a lot.
Maybe someday we'll all have those numbers individually. We shall see. But I didn't say that as a flex. I say that so if you guys are watching at home and you don't know any of us, we've sold some cards. We kind of know what we're talking about sometimes. So here we go. I'm going to share the wheel so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about. And there it is. I even put a picture of myself in the wheel. It's so adorable.
Of course you did.
Yeah, of course I did.
Oh, of course you did.
Okay.
Are you on a big wheel?
I am on a big wheel.
There you are. Look at you go.
So we're going to keep that wheel. We'll take off the wheel once we spin it. So what brave soul wants to go first?
Joe.
Okay.
Joe and Kay. All right, Joe and Kay. Here we go.
There are 2 of them. That's fair.
It is fair. Yeah. They've
the
outnumbered
Cowboys.
us.
Is the question going to be who's going to win the Super Bowl next year? It's the Cowboys.
And it will not be the Cowboys.
I thought it was what you had for dinner.
Next
I
year.
hope I get
Oh,
that
look.
question.
Slow death. Okay, we're gonna remove that, and I'm gonna stop sharing. All right, Joe and Case. So the big wheel wants to know if you've ever had a show or people have a show and it's going, let's say it's going well, or like let's say it's going average, and all of a sudden you just feel the energy drop. All of a sudden you see the number of your people in there are dropping, the bids are dropping. What do you do in that scenario?
Anybody go?
You put on the spot. I love it.
Yeah. So I feel like I've had this conversation just recently with a few people. One thing that we had to learn over the course of time of us streaming was letting a sale, one auction really kind of bother you, right? So I feel like it happens maybe every show, right? At least a card or two, and sometimes 4 or 5, that the card doesn't go nearly where you thought it was going to. And in the past, I've let that really affect me, right? I could feel my energy level really go down. You can kind of hear it in my voice, you can hear it in my tone, and it really does affect the show. So you go from this many viewers, and then you see it kind of drop and drop and drop and drop. So there was never any real recovery. I had to really teach myself that, you know what, at the end, when I look at the numbers and the numbers are okay, that really, the end of show is what really matters, not that one individual sale.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important for people to understand that, especially when you're doing singles on Whatnot or whatever platform you're doing it on, and that just because one sale doesn't go the way that you anticipated it to go, maybe everybody at the same moment was looking away from their phone, right? Maybe everybody at the same moment was whatever. There was a game on, and a big play just happened. Whatever the case may be, you need to get over it, move on, push through, and get back to doing what you're doing. Keep those energy levels up because that's what people want.
It's a great observation.
It's funny
ahead,
you said
Scott.
that. Yeah, no, I was just saying because it's funny you said that because I think where a lot of streamers go off the deep end is because of that one sale. And it's funny, one of the things, and y'all have been in my stream before, I love that first time I get cooked, I take the opportunity and I take my pen, I go to the top of your phone, I said, did you see what that just went for? That is exactly, I need everybody right now to go up to my profile and bookmark my future shows, because when you get deals like that, this is exactly why you want to be in this room every single time. So I always try, when you get cooked on that one card, it's probably as much for me as anybody. It's my way to pause, but also take advantage of it. Sometimes if you get a lot of people in your room, if you have 150 people in the room, well, I can't get any deals in there. Oh, believe me, they get deals in all of our rooms. And so take advantage of that time.
That's a great tip.
Almost turn a negative into a positive too.
Yeah,
at that
make
same
lemonade.
Scott. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I was on mini. Go ahead, Nick. Nope.
No, finish your thought there.
I was on mini cards today, and he took an $800 hit on a Jackson Dart quad patch, and he said, "Fuck it, it's only money," and he kept going. I'm like, that is a pro right there.
Mm-hmm.
Go, Nick.
I'm in the same vein. I would say staying positive is the number one thing. Okay, figure out your pivot. What are you doing? Are we going forward as is? Are we changing the direction? Are we finding our way to exit off the show? What's the plan? For me, when I've seen it happen, I don't really let it affect me in any way, shape, or form. I don't believe in the one card matters in the show, even if it's your biggest card. Doesn't matter. If you got a good show, you run your cards and you keep going, it will level out. Okay. And when the show's done, it's done. So maybe you got to look at that. I had somebody mention to one of my shows, they said, how'd you do? And I said, I thought it was a great show. And they're like, well, I noticed the bidding was going down at this part of the show. And I didn't notice it. We keep a lot of notes during the show. So my wife, Kristen, sits next to me and she always tracks everything. So after the show, maybe I would notice it from what she wrote. But in reality, the end result was fabulous. I was happy with the show. So it didn't matter. So your emotions need to stay the same. You need to stay happy, positive, kind. It's not the people in the room's fault. So that's my biggest gripe that I hear.
Great point.
You're ripping me off or this or that.
You get mad at the person that won. Why? They're the one that was bidding.
It's not their fault. And imagine if they didn't bid. So like, take the good with the bad. You have people in your room, you have people caring, having fun. Not everything's going to go your way in live selling. And matter of fact, most shows you're going to get something that's like, whoa, wait, what? You know? So I would tell you, run your cards, stay positive, keep in motion. Do not let them know that something's changing. But if you need to pivot and go towards either lower end cards or maybe you go into lots, switching gears is a big way to change the flow of the show. So if you feel like the life's been sucked out of the show, switch gears, try something different, try again. And then if it's still not working and it's declining, get off the show. Nobody says you have to be on certain time. I don't think many people go on here and say, I'm on from 9 to 10. Like, unless you're rating or doing something like planned. Like, I just don't see many shows doing that. I'm sure it exists, but I don't, for any of us, I don't think that falls in that category.
That's a great point, Nick. I'm glad you brought that up. Is like, how do you pivot, and you can do sudden deaths. You can do progressive lots. I did a podcast with girls at Pull, and she says, I changed the music. She's like, so when I need the energy and things are kind of lulling, she goes, I change the music and that helps me and it kind of like transfers to my buyers as well. So again, there's so many different things. Nick, since you had the last word, guess what? It's your turn. Let's go ahead and get the wheel up.
All right, let's go.
Kay, anything to add to that?
I don't think so. I was just gonna say, if you find that people are like tapering off in your room, don't be afraid to like trust the people that are still in your room and say like, hey, share the stream, tap the hearts. Like there's nothing wrong with asking people to share it. And sometimes when people promote it or boost it, and that in itself can like bring more people into, which in turn can help. So
love it.
I'm gonna throw one more out. I've had this happen for me where I've nothing going on. I just threw a big givey out. It can change things. It definitely can change. It can excite people. It can, or throwing a card in for someone after they buy something. That's another good one. I've seen Scott do that a bunch too. Hey, I just want to show that I'm really thankful for the people that are here. You just bought that. Guess what? You're getting this too.
Can I make one final statement on that?
Absolutely not. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can. People come and go, and especially like on Whatnot, the same people that were in there a minute ago, if you ever look, a lot of y'all have a lot of people in your room, so you don't get every time somebody has entered the room. But I assure you, there was 30 new people that probably entered your room over the last minute and a half. They have no idea what's just happened prior. And so you have an opportunity to make a new first impression. So don't take past to impact what you do in the future. So
it's true. Yep. Scott always teases me because I jump into rooms nonstop. I think Ems is probably worse than me, but it's hard to stay in one room. Nick always gives me crap. All right, speaking of Nick, it's your turn, buddy. Here we go.
Well, I'm a big believer. Once you get that shipping paid for, you better plant your butt and buy some more.
This is the one Nick did not want, so I'm going to go ahead and respin.
Rookie Invasion. No, I'll do it.
You want to do it?
You already respawn. I'll talk when it comes up again.
Okay, I want to talk about this because you're great at this. So inventory is hard. That's pretty vague. It's pretty open. Take that with how you want, and you're on.
So inventory for me is very hard. Okay, not every person is going to run as many cards as I run in a certain week. We run upwards of 1,000+ cards a week, so I mean it's a lot. Sometimes even 1,500 cards. And for me, I think that going to shows locally, and if you don't have them locally, then this doesn't apply to you, but it is the number one place you're going to be able to connect with somebody on a personal level and create those relationships. And then finding the dealers that do want to deal with somebody from a Whatnot or an eBay or wherever you're buying from or going to sell, a vendor, we'll say. And if you can create those relationships, like tomorrow is a Wednesday, I'm going to go to 2 different shows. And the first show I'll go to, there's probably 6 or 8 dealers in there. If they're there, that'll literally say, pick out what you want. And they know the deal. We pre-talk about where, roughly where I need to be. And another thing when you do that is make sure you're not trying to take just their downtowns, because it doesn't work that way. The second thing I would say is utilizing online selling. So people say you can't buy on Whatnot and make money. Well, come buy in my room because stuff gets sold cheap all the time. So if you pick the cards right, you know your cards and you know how to comp, that is the best route as far as sitting from your couch. eBay is another one because you can lock in bids and preset some things up to pop up in your face all the time. So utilizing those three things are probably the biggest key to me. But the other big one for me is consignments. Shout out to Lucky sending me somebody the other day. Thank you, brother. So yeah, if you can lock up any of those types of things, I would tell you do it. But the number one thing you want to do is go find local sourcing. So that's all.
Great answer, Nick. Thank you so much. A lot to learn from what he just said. Scott, and then we'll have to head up to Jane. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit different because I only stream maybe once a week. And, people think I have all these cards. And I literally, like, if you look at my table right now, I think I have a total of 40 cards that I own that are for selling. Because one of the things I believe in is I want to stay so liquid so that I never have more than a show and a half of inventory, because this hobby changes so quickly. And, that Drake May of old just got absolutely destroyed by the Seattle Seahawks, who won the Super Bowl. And he doesn't exist. Like, he's off the charts. His stuff has crashed. And that's just one example. There's so many like it. So staying liquid is so important. So I like to only do a show and a half, maybe 2 shows worth of inventory on hand at any time. So I'm not sure that's a question you asked, but that's something I believe.
No, but Scott, obviously we've worked together for a while. You're one of the best at having kind of your ear to the ground and knowing what players are hot. Today randomly ran a McGonigal auto and obviously did really well because he is one of the hottest baseball players right now. So you've always done a great job with that. And and it's kind of you used to have a ton of cards, but I think you used to stream a lot more too, right? And so is this your new kind of program moving forward, is like keep a small inventory at hand?
I always want to keep a small inventory. And here's the thing. I don't ever want to just continue to do what I've always done. So you might see me do breaks or games or singles or 3 times a week, 5 times a week, or maybe just once a week. And I think it'll dictate itself by the hobby. The hobby dictates your activity. And if you're having profitability, then it's like anything else. You go, go, go. Like, you don't stop. And then when things slow down a little bit, like they are right now, like, I'm not doing more than once a week right now because it's a little bit slow. But come football season or something, you might see me 3 days a week. So
yeah, game on. I can't wait for the season to start. Joe and Kay. We're talking inventory here, something you guys do a very good job at.
Yeah, I feel like we probably have the same answer as Nick, and kind of, I think we talked about it too in the first podcast that we did with you, the in-person shows. Like, we definitely expanded, like, the ones that we go to. We used to just do more of like local ones, and we still do the local ones, but we try to find some of the bigger ones now too. And by no means, like, I mean, Joe can speak on this way more than I can, but by no means is it easy, right? Like, it's a grind at those shows, like trying to like talk with people and see what they have and go through things and comp things and, really take the time. And it's definitely very mentally exhausting. But I know for us, we were just at the Dallas Card Show in New Jersey, a weekend or two ago. And it was a long weekend. But when we got home and we looked at everything we had and kind of where we started and where we were, and it was just like, wow, like, that was actually awesome. And like, we had a lot of great stuff to be able to run like on our next stream.
Yeah. So again, similar to what Nick said, just the card shows, I think it's just from the different side of the table, right? Because it sounds like from how you answered that, Nick, you were going up to vendors. Kay and I set up at shows as vendors. With our big giant sign over our table that hangs and just says buying. It says buying and has our logo and, cash paid or whatever it says on the sign. So people, literally walk up to us sometimes with, full cases, Zion case that has everything that I want in it, right? It's got all the case hits, it's got all the downtowns. And it probably happens to me 2 or 3 times a show where I get that case. And I always say to the person, I've been waiting for this case all day. Because it's just like, wow. And but sometimes those deals don't work out, because sometimes people are walking around with those cases and they have really nice cards in them, but they're looking to get 100% of what the
Yeah.
value is. And us as sellers, we can't do that. So typically what I do is, similar to what Nick said, again, you try to build those relationships, except for this is a person that I'm meeting for the first time and I may never see again, right? So, but there's still time to build that relationship in such a small time, by being cordial and, usually crack a joke or two or what have you. And then I start going through the cards, right? I separate them into a pile that, I definitely want, I kind of want, and then I don't want, right? And I'll start with the pile of the cards that I definitely do want, and I'll start going through them, and I'll start comping them, and I'll start getting my numbers. And then, I'm still making a little bit of small talk in between as I'm doing it. Sometimes if it's a really nice big collection, I usually have an extra folding chair behind me, and I'll usually hand it over to them. I said, hey, this is going to take a while, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you have a seat? You know what I mean? We're probably going to be here for a little bit, right? I'm about to comp 100 cards sometimes. And where I was going with that is as I'm going through that first deck of the cards that I really am interested in, I'll get through like 5 or 6. I'll get through 5 or 6. I'll get a number, right, of where I need to be or where I want to be. And I'll let them know, like, hey, this is, on these cards right here, I'm at X. I just want to make sure that we're going to be like sort of on the same page, because this is going to take a little while, right? Because I've had it at times in the past, and this is where I kind of learned this from, times in the past where I've spent sometimes 40 minutes going through somebody's collection, comping each card, getting a total number, figuring out what percentage, this number would be. I can go up to this number, but this is my target. I wrote all that stuff down. But 40 minutes, and then they're like, nope. And I go all the way up, and then I'm like, oh my God, I just spent all that time doing it. So I up a little more, and then I up a little more, and then all of a sudden I'm at like 95%, and the guy's still like, nope. And I'm like, okay, that was a lot of time wasted. Basically, he just walked up to my table so I can value his collection, So I try to avoid that as well, because there's other
That's
people.
why, but Joe, that's why I like Whatnot a little bit, because you're going back to what Nick was saying earlier. You can get deals. Like I saw Nick, really astute buyer. He waxed this Whatnot dealer. He sold an American Hampton Color Blast for 120. I don't know if you know who this was, but an American Hampton for $125 Color Blast. And Nick only got that because he was on the Whatnot app. So, because shout out to Nick, because you can get some deals on Whatnot.
I don't know where he would have found an American Hampton rookie Color Blast for $120. But
didn't either for a minute.
I want to be in that show. I can tell you that right now.
Me too.
So
by the way,
wonder who got
everybody, that was
screwed.
our show. That happens all the time.
Yeah, you guys should go check the stream out. It's let me think of the name. It's JJK Sports.
That's who it is.
You
guys know those guys? Yeah.
They run fire.
Those guys.
They run fire, and it goes low. You should be in there.
Yeah.
I
live throw for a little amendum. So I do.
I love amendums.
I do set up at shows, usually weekly.
Oh, okay.
And I've gotten in a group of people that we kind of travel around together, and we all help each other, and it's really nice. But I do think buying from the other side of the table is probably the best way to buy cards. So I kind of failed in explaining myself further because I was trying to have a little brevity there, right? But like, I would say that anytime you're at a show, okay, somebody walks up to you or you walk up to a table, sometimes the best option is to say to them, what if I take it all? Okay. And some people, they kind of do a step back and they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, if I buy it all, does that give me the best price? Because I see you've got a variety in here and I can work out what I do with all that, right? I would say 3 or 4 times out of 10, I buy all of it. Not a lot, but, we've bought whole tables. We've bought many cases. I bought this guy's case the other day at a show, and then I tried to buy his case, but it was autographed by Gary V, and he wouldn't sell it to me. So I just wanted the case to carry the cards in. You know what I mean? And so anyway, that's all I really wanted to add to that, because you really do need to make sure if you go to a show that your personal skills are there, because these people that you're dealing with will be a lot more kind to you and wanting to sell to you if you're honest. So when you comp your cards, make sure you're comping them honestly, not in your favor every single time. You know what I mean? You really, and work it out like what Joe was saying, I walk up and we do 5 or 10 cards. And if we're on the same page there, I literally go bananas on their cases or in their Zion or whatever it is. And I'm like, we're going to be fine here. And we just pick out giant stacks. And I do the exact same thing Joe said, make stacks, what I really want, don't want, kind of want. And then I break those down usually into dollar values so it's easier. I know this is around $5. I know this is around $10. I know these are around 20. And then the bigger cards we start looking up. And we kind of agree on those each time. So, yeah.
We did a good job we covered eBay, we covered whatnot, we covered real life shows. One thing that I'll just throw in is get involved in your network of your actual neighborhood. There's a lot of Facebook pages in your neighborhood that is full of collectors. And so make sure you're constantly posting on there. Let them know exactly what you're specifically looking for, down to the comps I pay. And people just come and they feed. I literally have people coming through to my office, and I have a little store set up over here, and we just work out trades on a weekly basis. And so that helps me feed. I don't have to worry about fees. They know exactly what I'm always looking for, so they're feeding me as well. So there's just so many different avenues, but to be successful, I think you have to use all of them, especially if you're streaming on a weekly basis. So thank you guys. That was incredibly insightful. Scott, I believe it's your turn. You ready, buddy?
Yeah.
All right. Scott's gonna get last meal or something. We'll see what happens. Here we go.
No one last meal. That's boring.
No, I want that one.
Well, even if last meal doesn't get picked, we're all going to answer that at the end.
Oh, actually, can you keep that? So
do you want that one?
The wheel. Okay, I just got rated, which is fine. But can you go back to the wheel for 1 second?
Let me hit close. Okay, yes.
So that picture right there, shout out to Sports.
Yes.
But that is not the initial. Would you all like to see the first edition of that? Because I'll show it to you.
You mean the ball, Joel? Yeah, that was really nice. It's blurred.
I have one of those.
Hold on.
I have one of those.
That is first edition right there.
That's an OG.
Right. Where were we? All right. So
I just got rated, or do you want me to respin?
Respin.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like
your
the fact that we can choose or refuse.
Scott, you are a good answer for I just got rated.
Rookie Invasion. I think you're going to love that one, Scott. Let's remove that. Hit stop share.
Do you have a stature pass?
Yeah, that was my first
sure, why not? We're not done yet, by the way. You get another spin, Joe and Nick. Don't worry about it. All right, Scott.
So Rookie Invasion. Yeah.
Yes.
So obviously the forget about Mendoza. There's the easy ones, but there's a couple of players, and literally today I was doing a bunch of pop-ups and just selling autographs. So Joel, last Thursday, I think it was Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah.
I get on the phone. I just wanted a spreadsheet. All I was asking for, hey, can you send me that spreadsheet? 45 minutes later, he and I had cleared out eBay. We're getting this guy, and we're looking through the draft. We're getting every autograph. Somehow I just spent over $1,000, and all I wanted was a freaking spreadsheet from Joel. So
you also bought a card. You also got that card before I could buy it. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was funny. That was great.
You just bought it. Yeah, that was pretty funny. So $1,000 later. But anyway, so that's a great intro to this topic, isn't it?
It is, because there are some really, really good players, and I saw the evidence of that today. So I was doing some pop-ups, and I think this guy Tyson is going to be a big one. You can't see it; it's blurred out, whatever. But that's going to be Tyler Shuck's really big target, right?
Tyson.
Sorry, what did I say? Jordan Tyson, right?
No, I'm saying the full name so people know.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Jordan Tyson. Yes. Now I will tell you, from a card collecting standpoint, and I don't know how long this is going to last, but there is a guy, and Joel and I looked everywhere. Kenyon Sadiq.
Yep.
He doesn't have cards. I don't think there was an auto. I don't think he has an auto. The only thing that Joel and I could find was a wild card, and they were expensive because he has nothing. So I don't know the timeline. I would scour, I would find Sadiq right now, and I would get as many of his as possible. The last one I have, who I think is actually the gem of this draft, and they weren't even expecting him until the second round, but it's this guy, Concepcion. He went to Cleveland. I think this kid out of Texas A&M is going to be an absolute dog. So those are kind of my three big ones that I've loaded up on a little bit in anticipation. Not that they're necessarily going to be the greatest things in the world, but I think they're going to have a lot of hobby appeal right off the bat.
It's a great observation, Scott. In a draft where we saw record low quarterbacks get drafted overall, it is a wide receiver heavy draft. So I think that's exactly the focus it's going to be. So I think you're completely spot on. Nick, do you want to jump on this one? What player or players, Nick loves talking about rookies. What player or players are you looking forward to? Or like maybe you might want to sneaky collect or hold right now.
I don't have a sneak. Well, the sneaky one is Diego because nobody drafted him, so somebody's going to sign him. So I mean that's just reality. Somebody will sign him, and whether he gets to play or not, that's a different story. But he did win a Heisman. He's the first player ever to be
He
not
didn't win.
drafted.
He didn't win, but he got.
Or not. I want. You're right. I'm sorry, but he still didn't get drafted, and that's
He
the
was
point
top
of what
five
I'm
though.
getting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just think that somebody will pick him up. Now I don't think he'll actually, but I'm just gonna pick I'm gonna pick an easy one, and he's a superstar. So Carnell Tate, that's who I think is actually gonna be
Sure.
one of the better rookies. Like if you go to the end of the season, what happens? I think he'll be the one that stands out over most of them. Although I will say, most likely a wideout will be the more talked about player because they'll get bigger stats. Whereas Carnell is not going to get giant stats most likely, but he'll be an effective runner. So, and he's very popular.
Yeah, I
Oh,
know
wait.
Vegas right now has Jeremiah Love winning Rookie of the Year, Carnell Tate #2, and Mendoza #3. So
Yeah.
take that how you like.
But Pavia got signed today by Baltimore.
I saw the Ravens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
See, I
What,
didn't even know that. I've been busy all day. So there you go. That explains it right there. I mean, somebody's going to sign the kid. Like the fact he went undrafted is, I mean, he did that to himself, but regardless,
he'll be a
we'll
hobby
see what
favorite.
happens.
The
Yeah,
hobby
I think-
the hobby loves players like that.
Correct.
We might not like him, but the
But I
hobby
will
will.
say, the Cleveland kid, I would have probably picked him, except I'm just concerned with their QB situation, and I don't know what they're going to do as far as, I mean, they have three QBs, so one's a Pro Bowler though, or actually two of them are Pro Bowlers, I think.
And they drafted 2 wide receivers off the bat. It's the most Brown move you'll ever like just see. Like they don't know what they're doing. JJK, Joe and K, let's talk rookies. What are you guys thinking?
So you had mentioned that Vegas has Mendoza and Tate and those guys. I wonder where was McMillan on Vegas's sheet to win Rookie of the Year?
Let me look it up.
I'd say it's a good thing to know, but I will say this, right? Because it might take you a little while to look that up. I would say that he probably wasn't in the top 3 yet last year. Is that fair? Fair to say? So
Top
one
five,
of the
maybe.
ones
Yeah, we'll see.
one of
He
the
might have
ones
been.
that I think is a sneaky one is Lemon for the Eagles. I think that AJ Brown is going to be out the door if he's not already by the time this
June 1st.
this gets put out there. So he's slotted into a role that could produce immediately, right? I mean, he's got a strong profile, and he has like I said, he has a clear path to relevance right away, right? And wide receivers are hobby friendly. Obviously, quarterbacks sell the best, but after that, running backs are always shaky, right? I mean, look at all the running backs that came out of the class last year and even the year before, and how many of them don't even have jobs or third string or the team drafted a running back last year pretty high, and then they drafted another one this year, right? So it happens all the time. But as far as wide receivers typically hold value, especially for the first few seasons. And I would compare, and I can't believe I'm talking up an Eagle as much as I am right now wearing this Dallas Cowboys CeeDee Lamb jersey. This is obviously the best receiver in the NFL right now. However, I would compare
on the team, Joe.
Best receiver in Dallas. Yeah.
Just an FYI, this one is.
I would compare Lemon though to an Amon-Ra St. Brown or a JSN.
I love Lemon.
Those are the two, and I think that he's a good candidate for Rookie of the Year as well.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I'm going to go a little. I'll stick with quarterbacks. There's always a mid-round quarterback that does well because they get a starting chance, and it's going to be Carson Beck. I don't care how you feel about him. He's probably going to start in Arizona, and if he shows some kind of like I can quarterback in this league, the hobby's going to jump all over him. I think so. I think Carson Beck would be my guy. I'm not going to go out and buy hundreds of dollars of cards in his, but when I see him, I'll stash him right now because why not? You got nothing to lose.
You made me do it.
It was on the spreadsheet, Scott. It was on the spreadsheet.
He was on
He's
a
got a lot of
spending
autos to
spree,
go
so I just
collect,
kept, I just kept throwing gas on the fire. Like, Scott, you should look at Carson Beck. Buy 5 of his autos. Okay.
He's got like 5 years worth of cards, so he's good.
That's right. Yeah. Okay. It is back to Joe and Kay. Are you ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay, great. And
Spin
thank you
that
guys for
wheel.
doing this, by the way. You guys are the best guinea pigs I could have ever dreamed of to do the Big Wheel show. Here we
Thank
go.
you. Big money, no wins.
Big money. Oh,
No
I should have
whammy.
had I should have like whammy up here. No
Yeah.
whammies. And a whammy would next time, and if you get a whammy, then one of us can ask you an awkward question. Okay,
Yeah.
one player to watch. Okay, so this is a veteran, not rookie, going into 2026, 2027 season. God, that's weird to say. Who are both of you guys looking at right now that would be a good sneaky buy and hold as a hobby, as a collector? What are you guys thinking?
I think I'll answer this one too.
Yeah.
So there's a few people. So I think that, first and foremost, I think Patrick Mahomes' prices are so far down, and they're just gonna spike right back up when he comes back and he shows that he can be healthy again. When people remember that he, won as many Super Bowls as he did, and that he is still Patrick Mahomes. But I think that that's an easy one. That's kind of like a layup, all right, because his prices are so down. One that I'm kind of taking a bit of a shot on is Ricky Pearsall, actually. So I think that Ricky Pearsall actually has the talent. I mean, obviously he has the grit, right? Took a couple bullets and still came back and played the same season. But I mean, he's a first round talent, right? And he was kind of buried on the depth chart. He has a path to a bigger role, with some roster shifts over there and stuff like that. And I feel like he's got the classic year two breakout profile. So he's a guy for me that's has some potential to be a breakout candidate for this year, that nobody's really watching, and he's like super cheap. I feel like on Whatnot I see his autos go all the time for like $8, $10, right? You know what I mean? Depending on what it is. So that could be a good one. But I mean, the really advantageous one and the one that's going to boost up the most, and I can almost guarantee will, is Patrick Mahomes for sure.
I like I'll talk about Ricky and I'll pass it on to you, Scott. I like the Ricky one. He's got a lot of injuries, but when he's healthy, he looks really good. He's also getting Mike Evans now as a mentor, and I think that's going to be huge for him. So I like the Ricky pick a lot. And I just Googled Mahomes is eyeing week 1. So while people are like stashing some Justin Fields, Fields might not even see the field. So that'd be interesting. Cool. Thank you, Scott.
I have two. One is kind of like along with Joe. Quarterbacks just sell. I think Joe Burrow has such an amazing ceiling. It's
Great one.
insane.
Did you steal Nick? Did he steal yours?
Yeah, absolutely, he did.
Well, maybe you can add additional color. Keep going, Scott.
No, I think it's a combination of, not only does he have tremendous, he already has hobby appeal. He's got amazing upside, and their schedule is very favorable for next year. They kind of have like a New England Patriot kind of path next year when I look at it. So as he has more success, I see a lot of the similarities to what we saw with Drake May. And the other one, and this is maybe a comeback player of the year, I'm loading up big time on Malik Neighbors. I think he could have a insane year. Because he was huge before. And even as he's been gone and injured, his value is held pretty good. And I still wouldn't call him cheap, but I think a couple of gig games could put him at one of the elite statuses within the hobby industry.
I like it. Any quick comments on that? Besides Nick saying thanks for stealing Burrow for me?
Well, I'm gonna say that mine was dual. I was going to say that Burrow and Chase, because they're both undervalued from where they were. And I truly do believe the Bengals, provided he can stop playing flag football, should be significantly better this year.
He should not have played flag football, by the way. That was a horrible decision.
No.
Yeah.
So I will piggyback Neighbors. Obvious, that's a good pick. But the Joe Burrow and Chase connection I think we're going to have something crazy this year. That's just what I think. And I will say why. Like I do love Joe Burrow, so that's my dude. I'm wearing a Jamar Chase jersey, and that's who's the best receiver in the league. FYI.
Sorry, CD.
CD, JSN.
Yeah, both of them.
I mean,
This guy's better.
we
All right, guys, have a good night.
Hey,
This will
all right.
show otherwise, but we'll leave it at
Joe,
that.
you'd have been great if you just dropped off and didn't even say goodbye. Just like, boom. What a flex. We're living in a good era for wide receivers. Would you guys agree? Like we have some absolute studs dominating the league, and it's only going to get better based off this draft class. Running backs, well, we're a little more questionable. We'll see what happens there. So I kind of have a twofold, just like you did, Nick. It's Kyler Murray and Justin Jefferson. Jetta had a horrible year. Him and JJ could not get on the same freaking track one bit. I know because I had Jefferson on my fantasy team, and he was horrible. Kyler Murray, don't sleep on him. He's going to an amazingly well-coached offensive scheme. He's got weapons in Addison, Cook, Hawkinson, Jay Jetta. I think Vikings are going to get off to a really quick start, and they're going to score a lot of points, and the hobby is just going to blow up. And my theory is because when people have invested in certain players, even if it's like 5 years ago, like Daniel Jones or Justin Fields, they're just dying for that player to get hot again so they can unload those cards that they've been holding on to. I kind of like put Kyler Murray in that same vein. I think people want to see Kyler Murray do well so they can offload all their cards that they bought very expensive back in the day. So even just like take the hobby aside, I think Kyler Murray's gonna have a really good season with the Vikings. I think they're a good team. As a Packer fan, that sucks to say out loud, but it's true. And I think Justin Jefferson is gonna get back on track. So all great choices, by the way, you guys.
I got a question for y'all. I really have a general question, and maybe it's for a different time, but what a great platform to do it. Malik Willis, what do y'all think of him? Because I keep going back and forth, hot and cold, and
Let me answer since I'm a Packer fan. I'll
Please.
answer first, and then I'll pass it on. I got to see him for 3.5 games, and he was calm, cool, collected. He played better than Jordan Love in a lot of elements, especially from a rushing standpoint. But he was cool, calm, cool under pressure, and we saw him. We were like, he is a starting quarterback somewhere. I got to see him. A lot of you guys probably didn't see him as much as I did. I have full confidence. He has a crappy team in Miami. I think we'll all agree on that. But I feel good about him. I wouldn't like go out and buy all of his cards right now. But he has a sneaky following. I'm in a Malik Willis Facebook group, and you wouldn't believe how fanatical these guys are with Malik Willis. It's pretty crazy.
That's a thing.
It's a thing. Google it. It's funny. They're
So
crazy.
I will say about him, I think that he has good potential, but the team is so bad that he could be a victim of a circumstance here. He could go in there and literally get his butt kicked. And I mean, they can't protect their quarterback. So like, I don't know. I will say there's an outside chance maybe somehow he turns it into a great team. I will say that like he has the potential to do something. But he's in a really, really, really bad situation.
Yeah.
It's a total rebuild. A week after they signed him, they trade Waddle to the Dolphins. Like, thanks a lot. Now, keep in mind, Halfley, our defensive coordinator, went to Miami. There's a couple upper leadership folks that went down to Miami with him, so they're very familiar with Malik's style. He's a class act, by the way. I don't know if that helps, but he's a guy you cheer for in general. But I'm excited to see what he does. And Quinn Ewers isn't dead either. I think he has a shot as well. Joe, any thoughts on Malik?
No, I got nothing.
I will say he's under.
Sounds like he has potential.
I don't know. I'm gonna look into this Facebook group though. It sounds amazing. Sounds thrilling.
I will say if anybody believes in him, he's a good buy right now. He's not overvalued. He's up from where he was, but he's not. If you put him in a comparative to other starting quarterbacks, you can get his autos fairly cheap still. And
I've got I got a few big cards stashed away that if he doesn't have to start. I've got his rookie Dragon Scale PSA 10 and a couple of RPAs, I think.
His rookies look good too. I don't know if it's a Titan color thing, but his cards look nice. His rookie cards, I should say.
We sold a tie-dye the other night, tie-dye patch select, and it was worth 90. It sold for 89. So there's a market out there right now for them.
Okay. Yep. Good question though, Scott. How we doing on time, by the way, guys? I don't want to keep you up. It's 10:30 your time, pretty much.
I thought we were doing this all night.
All night marathon, and then we're gonna
All
raid
day.
somebody.
Let's go.
Yep.
We're going to live to whatnot after this. So Scott's
Okay.
gonna spend another 1,000.
We're gonna do Nick, you're next, and then we're gonna end with Joe and Kay. So let's go ahead and get the wheel up. All right, so can't get a room is left. Oh crap, I forgot to set up my show and you're live. Last meal, that's a throwaway, and then I just got rated. So, Doe, I forgot. We're not going to do the wheel. So I'm going to have you cover this one, Nick. Doe, I forgot to load my settings. And then Joe and Kay, I want you to talk about can't get a room, which is a common issue, especially for new streamers.
This
Okay,
is
so
a
Nick,
whatnot room, right?
this is a whatnot room, yes. Not at a hotel or anything. Like, yeah. Can't get a room on whatnot. Okay. So, Nick, let me go ahead and stop sharing.
They need the room.
You just went live and you're like, crap, I didn't load anything, which happened to me on Sunday morning, by the way. So I can really.
Me too.
So actually, there's two fold to this. I had one where I did load them and I go on and they're gone. So I don't know what happened there, but I did load them. But last week I also had it happen. So, load your stuff ahead of time, gang. That's what I would say. But if you get on and you get live, you are live and you have any sort of issues, but say in this case, you don't have your auctions or your givvies, the first thing you're going to do is damage control with your gang there, your crowd, and you say, hey, I really messed up. Own up real quick. Don't try to just disappear off camera. Don't try to pretend like, oh, I'm gonna go get these made up so quick. You'll see, because it doesn't work like that. Because even 15 seconds is an eternity for these people waiting for the show to start. Okay. So I would recommend to get yourself on camera immediately and tell them I messed up, because you got to start loading anyway. So get on camera or start, if you don't want to be on camera, whatever, but honesty is the best course of action. And when people see that you're a little, this sucks, they're going to have your back most of the time. So get the givvies loaded first, run a givvy. And when I mess up, I double up. That's my rule. And we're going to go something big to make the room happy. And big is relevant to whatever's big for you. Doesn't mean you have to run a downtown for free. I'm not doing that either. I have, but I'm not. So the number one thing there is staying cool. Get them up, get the givey up, get the auctions up, give something cool away, keep them engaged. You could run a givey by hand. Okay, so we do a serial number game on our show, and we get a serial numbered card out, and we cover up what it is, and you get to see what it's out of, and everybody lights up the chat with numbers. So you could do that easily for, you may have to pay shipping, but you can do that easily to cover your butt if you can somehow load while still holding a card out in front. And but if you need your screen from your phone, you need to figure that out. So you need to probably be on camera or talking or something. If you need to go off completely, and you need your mods to own it for you. I don't recommend going off completely. It's just not a good idea. But yeah, I mean, get the stuff loaded and get to work.
Yeah.
That's the easiest thing. Honesty.
The face cam thing is kind of brilliant, because that'll hook them in. And also just letting them know, hey, my bad, I'm going to double up this next givey. And you can even show the givey, right? You can show it to them.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. So let's end this. No, we're going to end with the last meal, because you guys hate that question. But I believe can't get a room. And so this is probably the most important thing. And for some odd reason, there might be still some people watching this podcast. I don't know why. It's gone over
I feel
an
like you're
hour.
going to cut out that entire middle spot. So I feel like there's some serious editing to do.
So if you're still here, kudos to
them in
you.
this thing?
What's that?
Are we doing some sort of giveaway to keep them in this thing? Because
there's no givvies. No givvies.
I'm just
hopefully our good looks just keep people here, right? That's all I can hope for. So Joe and Kay, I think this is a very important topic, because this is something that every streamer struggled with. We all did back in the day. I can't get a room. I got the cards. I got the setup. The lighting is great. I can't get a room. Joe and Kay, go.
You wanna go, me?
Gosh, I feel like it's funny because like when I hear this, I just always think back to like where we started and like those first couple shows and the 5 people in the room and sitting there and it I don't know. I think a lot of it, I mean, it has to do with consistency, making sure that you just keep going and eventually your room will build. But again, I think you also need to, promote your own show a lot too. Like you can't just put a show up there and expect people to bookmark it, but not really get it out there or say anything and, post it, send messages to people on whatnot. Sometimes I feel like I spend seems like 30 to 40 minutes sometimes just going through names and sending the link and reminders like the day before, the day of, the week before. Posting it on your own social media, post it on Facebook, post it on your Instagram, get other people to help you share your show. I mean, I guess those are just kind of ways to build it. I don't know if you have more to say on how to like get it like
Yeah, no, absolutely. Joel, am I allowed to cuss on there?
He did.
What's that?
Joel did. What did Joel leave?
He's on mute.
Yeah, I swore like in the first 2 minutes like an idiot, like an asshole. So yeah, go ahead and do it.
All right, perfect.
Swear jar, Nick. Swear jar.
Yeah.
This is a fucking grind, okay? It's an absolute grind. You have to put the work in order for you to build a room. And what I mean by that is we all did not start with 100 people just joining our rooms on the first shows. Nobody did. Nobody does. If they do, it's something crazy happened. Somebody rated them with 100 people, and then it went back down to 5 in your first show. That's how it happens. You have to grind. You have to network. You have to align yourself with good people. You have to put your name out there. You have to be vocal in other rooms, in other chats. You have to be involved. You have to, promote your own shows, and you have to start, and then you have to have some sort of cadence to your building and build yourself up, right? Because it's not just going to happen overnight. So, like you can get the raids and you can do all of these other things, but unless people know you, and they're not going to stick with you, right? So you have to grind it out, right? Like it's not something that just happens overnight. Is my biggest takeaway from this. It is a fucking grind.
I think the other thing though too,
Okay.
like sorry if I say one more thing. I
No,
think the
go
other
ahead.
thing too is you're selling cards, but you also in a way have to be like an entertainer.
Oh,
You know what I
yes,
mean? Like
yes.
I say to Joe all the time, like I know you guys were talking about us and the work that we do on the side and I say to Joe, I'm like, I couldn't do what you do. Like I couldn't interact with the people like the way that you do. And that's, I think, why a lot of people come back to certain streams because they just liked the energy of the person on there or the way they interacted or the jokes they made or whatever it may be. Like you need to be personable. We go on some streams and someone puts the card up and it's like dead silent. Maybe there's no music, no one's talking, the card comes down, another card comes up. Like there's a lot that goes into it than just putting a card up saying what it is and having people bid on it.
This
You're
is
running a
all.
show, and that's the
It's a
literal
show.
word is a show. Like you
It-
have to be an entertaining, and this is a social selling platform. It's a
Mhm.
social selling platform. I
Highly
cannot
competitive
stress
too.
that enough. Cannot
Yeah,
stress that enough.
such sage advice. And I'm not saying this just to toot my own horn. And Scott, I know Nick, you're chopping at the bit to jump in. I was doing a podcast last night with Para Dave, who I think is an up and comer. I love this guy. If you haven't been to Para Davey 2323, he's a fantastic guy. He jumped on my stream like a year ago, and he said it was a light bulb moment because he's like, I didn't realize you could just be yourself on stream. And he's like, by watching you, I realized like that's where I learned like I'm just gonna start being myself because I thought I had to be like everyone else. And like, no, you can actually just authentically
Don't.
be yourself and be
Yeah.
honest and be vulnerable and be stupid. And I'm very good at being stupid.
And I feel like
Whatnot
that's
has
worse when
identified
you
that
try
4
to be
times.
somebody else. When you
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
be
And
somebody
so
else, like it's even worse for you.
it was such a cool thing to hear. Like, thank you. I mean, it was a compliment, but it was like, I came onto Whatnot and I only just wanted to be myself and like
Yeah.
put on a show and just chat with people, like, because everyone's got cards. You know, what else can you bring to the table, right? So Joe and Kay, I love that. Scott, don't fall asleep on me. I know it's late. What do you got for
It's
me?
way past my bedtime. Yeah, I think I want to reiterate some of the things, but I want to bring a couple other things. First of all, like I just met Nick, a few months ago, maybe a month or two ago. And, I think of all of us, I think he's the only one that this is his full-time job. Like this is how he feeds his family. And I'm so impressed with Nick because watching, not only the communication with me, but watching him network with other people, other streamers, buyers, sellers, content, like he understands. No one sees the work he puts in behind the scenes to put on this great production. And then he ties it into what Joe and Kay were just talking about, which is he's a true showman. And he's very vulnerable. He puts his entire family out there. And like you want to hug this family, like you want to support this family. And I freaking love that for him. So, I think it truly is a show. And then when you think of like Joe and Kay, they I won't get into, but they do so many things outside of just themselves. They're very charitable people. So there's so much more going on with their show, and their heart like flows through them. That's how you attract it. If you're running these freaking cards, don't matter. What matters is like the person, the passion that you're bringing to that. If you're not entertaining, nobody's going to stay. Now, that being said, there are things you can do to bring people into your stream. Go into other streams, buy a card, and have them talk about you. But I can't remember who said it, maybe Kay or Joe, but not just buying the card and let them run. Make sure you're active in that chat so they get a sense of your personality a little bit. Joel, you are probably in one of the first people that are really dug in deep for streamers. You're so incredibly entertaining, and you do this solo, and you give yourself a hard time because you don't read the chat, but it doesn't matter because you are yourself. Like you're like this kid who's in this little fantasy land of enjoying their cards and
thank you. I think thank you. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of common traits all of us have, and I don't think any of us have arrived at our final destination. There's people way larger than us, but there's nobody on this call, the four of us, that has ever stopped learning or trying things. And if you look at our streams from a month ago, they're different than it was this week. And I applaud all of your efforts to continue to innovate who you are and what you're about, because we may not have made it, but we're on the right track. And so I don't know.
All great points. And Scott and I talk. Yeah, seriously, I am inspired and motivated. Scott and I talk multiple times a day, and like
I'm going live right now.
We should all go live. That'd be ridiculous. All four of us. Yeah, I mean, good Lord, Scott. I mean, I always say I wouldn't be here without you, and you're not my real dad. But like, good Lord, thank you for everything you do.
I'm a real dad, Scott.
You don't get enough accolades, dude. Thank you so much for the CSN, for everything. Just listening to you for the past couple of minutes. Like I want to run through a wall right now. I might jump out my first floor window. We'll see what happens. Thank you, Scott.
That's a long
we love you
for a small guy.
Nick. And then I might have a special guest jumping in.
Okay. So for me, I don't know. I go a lot of directions here. The networking is the biggest thing. So I'm a little different. My first show, we had 282 people top out. Okay. That was my first show. And the reason that happened was because I had some good friends and I had made some acquaintances in the card community, and they were aware of my situation. I had lost my job and they wanted to help. So starting in as a new seller is no different. You just got to find the friend. Okay. You got to be willing to go out and do the work to make those relationships. Okay. So meeting you guys, and I thank you for the accolades there, Scott. I appreciate it. But making those friends, just like I did with you, Joel, or with Scott, what's crazy is I met all three of you in different scenarios, but you're all connected. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. You did. Yeah.
I think that just on a quick note, before I talk about what to do in the room, I think the relationships, getting in the community, and I wrote a thing up on the Discord about this last week, and again today to talk again on it a little bit. So getting out into those communities and if you can't afford to buy and give away a card, okay, but you could go in there and just continually chat and have fun with people and interact. And maybe you buy some cards for your stream there, because if you are selling, you should be able to buy cards. You know what I'm saying? So, that's kind of the gist with that. But the other side is, what have you done to start the show? So before you even start the show, you should know your plan and how you're going to get there. And how that worked for me was social media, friends, getting on the app and meeting more people and saying, hey, my first show is coming up. Some could you help me spread the word? Blah, 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 blah. And then say show comes and no one's there. Okay. Here's what you want to do. You have to run cards. That's what the show is about. So when you don't have cards up, or you're saying, oh, I don't know if I'm waiting until we get some people in here.
Oh, the worst.
No.
Kay's crying. You've got her emotional.
And then,
good job, Nick.
Nick, I'm
No,
so
Kay
sorry.
feels it right
nothing
here.
to do with what you're saying.
You really you tugged at her heartstrings there.
Look at her.
okay. I don't know what
Keep
I did
going,
that
Nick.
made
Sorry,
her
we
cry.
derailed you. Go.
No, but in the end, you gotta run cards. I've seen too many people not run cards or start everything at $6, when you're
Ugh.
running $1 card. And it's like, dude, you're a brand new business. You have got to take a risk. Risk it for the biscuit. You gotta risk money to make money, and you gotta risk money to build a brand. That's the gist. There's no way you're walking in, and I am included in this, and getting instant profit and like you're rich. It doesn't work like that. I do a shoot. I don't want to. It's before 11 or after 11. I do
You're
a
good.
lot of
It's
a lot of
11:05.
givvies. Yeah. Okay. I do a shit ton of givvies. Okay. And I can remember back to my very first show. This is before 2.0 was completely off the charts. But I think we did a Prism red auto out of 149 rookie graded in like a 9.5 or something. And that was like one of 3 big giveaways. So, maybe you can't afford that, but having giveaways in general, plain white envelopes, whatever you got to do to make you have some givvies up, that's going to also bring in some people. Do they equate to buyers always? Not always. And a lot of times, no. But you're going to have activity in your room, and you need people actively talking in your room. Okay. Have your, what I call the fork in the road, 2 boxes of cards next to you that one you can afford to run, and one, if somebody comes in your room, you could run. You know what I'm saying? At a beginning step, you have got to, and Scott, you can attest to this, you have got to run cards. Okay. Period. And if you're not running
I mean,
cards,
I'll jump in because I'm a data guy. Like, Whatnot wants to make money. If you're not
Yep.
running cards consistently, they're not going to bubble your show up to the top. You need to keep running auctions, even if no one's buying. That's what Whatnot looks for. By you bitching for 3 minutes how you want to run big cards, but you don't have a big room, like Whatnot's gonna be like, screw you. Like, you're not making us
Yep.
any money. So like, think of it from a money standpoint. Just run cards, even if no one's bidding, right?
Yep. People think if you build it, they will come. That's not how it works. What works is being a show. Okay. But if you're not a show yet and no one's there, that's fine. Run cards. Because if somebody swipes through you and sees nothing, you've lost them. You got about
Yep.
Whatnot will tell you got about 30 seconds to capture somebody. I truly
That seems
believe
long.
it's around I truly believe it's around 10 to 15 seconds.
10.
Okay. And I will tell you this, the algorithm loves sudden death. The algorithm prefers sudden death. And it prefers 5 and 10, probably 3, even 2, but 5 and 10 second sudden death will get you the most activity in the algorithm. Okay. In addition, if you have givvies going and you have chat going and you have cards running, all those together will get you a couple more steps up. And again, what you're looking for is people to come in your room if you have no one in there. Okay. So the key to getting them into the room is going up the algorithm. If you're at the bottom of the chart, you're going to be 1 to 5 people the whole show, maybe 9.
Yep.
Okay. But if you run your cards, and I just had a talk with someone I know about this, and they just they don't seem to get it. They just want to continually just talk to everybody else. And I might run this later. Oh, you guys want to see these? It's not show and tell, gang. It's run cards. So that's where I would put it. Run the cards, get some gibbies up, get people to share the stream if you can. And if that doesn't work, the next time you go back, you need to reassess what you're doing. Okay. And in the end, you still have to risk money to make it.
Nick, just tell us you're talking about M's. We can tell you're talking about M's. Just say their name. It's fine. Anyway, before I bring the special guest on who's gonna derail everything, I want to thank you guys. This was fantastic. We do have one final question, and it's your final meal. Kay, have you put some thought into what is your final
My
meal?
time to shine, guys.
This is where
I
she
can
shines.
answer many of these questions this whole time, but I can answer this
You've
one.
been shining all night. Stop it.
All right. My last meal would be a huge steak, a huge rare steak, as rare as they'll make it, with some sort of like potato, any kind of potato. I'm not picky when it comes to those, and like a nice little like vegetable medley on the side.
I mean, what about a drink though? Did I hear a drink? Beverage of any kind?
Oh,
You're like a dirty martini?
no, honestly, Joel, I'm not much of a drinker. Like
Okay.
I don't know, like probably water or tea or something. I don't know.
You would think she would be because she has to live with
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
But
well,
yeah, it's
you
very
carry the
surprising
load.
for most.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Joe, last meal.
Oh,
Thank you, Kay.
last
Great
meal.
answer,
I
by the
thought
way.
she was answering for us.
Nope.
I'm a simple guy. I'm gonna go with a pepperoni pizza.
I mean, come on.
I mean, it's
great
just
answer.
like I don't know. I would enjoy it. Yeah, that would be
Beer, old fashioned. What's your
Oh,
beverage?
it's 100% being old fashioned. Yeah,
That's my man.
100%.
Joe and I bonded over Dallas. We had the spiciest Indian wings you'll ever have with old fashioned. It's a weird combination, but it worked.
My tongue is still burning.
Dude, this last Dallas card show, I only could go one day because use your imagination. Anyway, Scott.
Gotcha.
Those wings were nasty. Scott,
I
what's
want
your
to
final?
go to Kay and Joe's house. I want them to serve
Must be a local joint.
Potatoes and mixed vegetable medley.
With the pizza on the side.
Oh, God, yeah. With the pizza on the side. Dessert.
While all of your daughters call me son of a guns and Kennedy is running cards nonstop. That is my dream last meal.
I mean, that's heaven right there. That's heaven. Yes. And Coach Rad is ripping gold one of ones to the right of you out of Pop Tarts. Yes.
So, can I say one thing? At some point at the end, I have one final thought, but Joe, continue.
No, I was just gonna say it paints the picture of the movie Happy Gilmore when he has to go to his happy place.
Yes.
Just around.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chubb's on the piano. There's the little person doing
Coach Rad's ripping cards. Yeah, all this stuff's happening. And Scott's
can AI create your happy place? Oh my gosh, we're onto something. That'd be a fun video. Anyway, Nick, your final meal.
So I'm gonna really blow you guys up because here's the deal for me. I'm a what's the right word here?
Don't say vegan. Don't say vegan.
No, a hoarder of all foods. So I'm the guy that went to Taco Bell and McDonald's in the same thing, so I could get the McDonald's fries and the taco to go with it, and then the cheese sauce to dip the fries in.
Whoa!
Then I need to go get the chocolate frosty from Wendy's and have to be able to dip the fries in.
Fusions. You're a fast food fusion guy.
Yeah. So I don't necessarily. So I need the steak. Okay. I need the pepperoni pizza. Probably have black olives on mine. I need a milkshake. Okay. I need Oreos. I need a Swiss
what was that weird
roll.
thing when you did milkshake? That was weird. Anyway, keep going.
Yeah. I need a Swiss cake roll. Okay.
Oh, Little Debbie. Yes.
And then I need a cosmic brownie.
I think this legitimately would be your last meal.
I think Nick has put some thought into this, guys.
Hold on, you guys went so simple and wimped out. I'm telling you, if I'm on the chair and they're taking me down, or I got
better be serious.
You make it to the chair, you'd eat all that, and they'd be like, "Oh, we don't even need to put them in the chair."
Like, say I got like a bad illness, I don't know how I'm able to eat all this, but I just want a bite of each one. Is the point of it? I don't want to eat it all. I just want to taste everything. So I could name 50 to 100 foods that if I was in, I don't know if they have a limit of what you're allowed to order, but like I'm ordering the max, and I may not eat any of it. I don't know, but like
But at least you're surrounded by the food that you love, right? I love that.
Heck yeah.
Mine is simple. I would do wings because I dream about wings. I obsess about wings. I would do ballpark nachos.
Yeah.
I would do unspeakable things to ballpark nachos right now. And then I would do a New Glarus Spotted Cow. It's an amazing beer from Wisconsin that you can only get in Wisconsin. Go Pack Go, by the way. And that'd be mine. Like it'd be super simple, but all the answers are great. Okay, are you guys ready for the special guest?
Yes.
Ah, shit.
The Demps.
I don't know if I'm ready.
Emps has been ducking me, dude. Emps has been ducking me for years. It's not gonna be Emps.
Is Tip in the hot tub?
I hope so.
Not gonna be Emps.
Is Tip in the hot tub?
I hope so. I have a feeling it's Tip.
Yeah.
Neal!
Oh, you're on mute, bro.
Oh, you're on mute.
You messed this up. You're on mute.
Tip, turn your phone sideways.
Country bumpkin.
He's fine. He's been waiting 10 minutes, by the way. He's been waiting in the wings. Tip, you're muted.
Maybe he's just stuck that way. Maybe that's
he just looks like a creepy. Oh wait, hold on.
This country ass can't figure that out.
Dude, I don't even see him.
No, we have two.
I'm a rookie, boys. I'm a rookie, boys.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Neal, we have two of you.
Two of me.
Do you guys see two Neals?
I love it. I love it.
I only see one.
What's up?
I'm gonna screenshot
What's
this.
up, Nick?
You're not gonna believe what I see right now.
How are you?
Good.
I'm gonna email you guys what I see right now. It is freaky. Neal, first of all,
it's not 1999. You can text it.
We've been singing your praises all day. Oh,
have y'all solved all the world's problems tonight?
You know what? I think a couple. We had such a great show. We did the very first Joel-ATX Big Wheel, where we had 8 questions on the wheel, and then each person kind of took one, and then we commented on it. But it was really good. So some of them were like, "I just got raided. What's your last meal? I can't get a room. I forgot to load my settings, or listings, which happens." But it was good. Neal, how are you?
I'm great. Raids are a fun subject right now, huh?
What's that?
I said raids are a fun subject right now.
Raids. Oh yeah, Scott doesn't want to talk about the raids. So yeah, we're good there. We're good.
He said he was done.
Done.
Said he was done.
I think that spurred an answer, Scott. We need more.
Look at Joe's screen. Check your email when I'm done, you guys. I have a really funny screenshot where I have all 4 of you, and then I have 2 tips.
How do you get everybody?
We can't handle one tip, and I had 2 tips.
What am I doing wrong here?
I don't know. All right, so why don't we throw Neal into the fire since we're here? Let me share the screen, and you're gonna handle.
Can I say that I'm slightly disappointed that he's not in the hot tub right now?
I couldn't agree more.
I mean,
I'm just happy that Scott's got a shirt on.
I don't even know who you are anymore.
Well,
Scott, take your shirt off.
So, Neal, do you see something in common? Scott started this trend. We were all just wearing regular clothes. Scott shows up with his freaking Super Bowl champion Seahawks jersey on. So we're like, F you, Scott.
Oh, they won the
Super Bowl? We all got jerseys.
I don't know if you saw that.
Nick, turn around.
All right.
Nick is wearing an autographed Jamar Chase jersey right now.
Oh, small flex.
Yeah, that's what I said.
It's rubbing up the back of that chair right now. It's going to be completely faded by the time he's done.
That's just everyday Tuesday clothes, man.
Kay's not wearing her yet.
He's gonna throw the laundry.
No, I'm not. I said that. I'm like, I feel like I need to put one on.
Yeah,
now.
Kay needs an Eagles jersey to wear.
Nobody gave me the memo.
Hey, you're an Eagles. No, that was a hate crime. I get it. It was hateful crime. Got it. Okay.
Actually, so I think the only jersey that she has is a Michael Parsons. So actually, she might be a
it was
Packer.
this or Cam Newton,
hey, as a Packer fan, I'm all for it. Hell yeah.
I thought you were going to say Michael Pratt, and I was going to get really excited.
What do we want to? So Neal is a special guest. Neal is Tip of the Sip Sports, by the way. He's one of our favorites, if not our favorite. What kind of questions do we want to hit Neal with?
Oh boy.
Or Neal, do you want
What's
to hit these guys up? Do you guys want to hit them?
Red Bull and vodka.
There you go.
Well, actually, lemonade and vodka. It's too late to drink Red Bull anymore, so we're on lemonade.
Neal drinks shitty vodka, by the way, when he mixes it with Red Bull.
Plastic bottle all the way. Team plastic bottle.
Could you be more Mississippi?
I mean, maybe.
Could you be more? Reyka is a really good vodka, by the way. I've been drinking.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
What do you guys all just keep bottles of vodka next to your cards? Like,
I've got
Here's the
I've got
thing.
holsters, Kay,
Can
and
I share
at all
this?
times I've got
Can I
2
share
bottles
this
of
real
vodka
quick?
holstered to me.
What you got, Nick?
I legitimately only drink on. I wish I wore this. I have a shirt made for me by one of my gang members, and it says I only drink on whatnot. I have a song about it. Okay, there's a song. We'll play it on the next show for you guys. Come in the show, we'll play it. But yeah, so yeah, my bottle sits right over here.
Oh,
And,
Lalo, that's a good tequila. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, that's the grandson of Don Julio.
It is. Neal.
Yep.
Neal, it's 11:18 and Scott is still awake.
I'm
asleep.
Is he though?
Scott's falling asleep.
So wait a minute. In fairness, Neal, I can't call you Neal, Tip. So Joel said, 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes.
No.
You should know better.
I
Y'all
did warn
start 3
him.
hours
I did
ago?
warn him there were 4 big talkers in the room.
Well,
not
I'm
you,
here,
Kay,
so,
the dudes.
you know.
4 big
Well,
talkers.
now we have 4 talkers in the drinker. That should be like, isn't that like
Oh,
a movie
boy.
script?
Yeah.
So.
We're in trouble. So Neal, would you like to how about this? You're the special guest. Would you like to ask us a question, or would you like us to ask you a question?
Can y'all ask me a question first and then I'll reverse the roles? I need a second to think on that. I wasn't prepared for that.
Anyone got a good question for Neal?
Neal,
Neal, when did you lose your virginity?
Ooh.
Don't answer that. I'm just trying
to someone else outside of the family or what?
Whoa!
Wow, he's from Mississippi, guys. It's a complicated question. Neal, what's your social security number? Social security number.
Yeah, be quiet.
Go. No, okay. Scott, ask Neal a question. I'm dying over here.
So when you first started, because I was there when you started streaming.
Yes, you were.
Tell us the flow of how you found out the importance of what you're buying and transitioning into actually what sells.
Ooh,
and
good
some
question.
struggles along the way.
Okay, all right. So that's a fun story. So I started streaming from our master bedroom, and my wife got real tired of that real quick. I had a little table. I had 2 tables set up in the corner. She's like, I don't have any room for anything. First couple of shows, I will tell you, I had been buying everyone. I started in March of last year. Everyone was talking about, this Pete Crow Armstrong dude, he's huge. He's huge. And so I started buying cards of him. On my first show, I threw up a home field advantage of Pete Crow Armstrong. And I'm like, hey, this guy's hot. I think I sold it for $16. Is the most expensive card that
This guy's hot.
The whole stream. $16, and that card I think does like $100 now. Like, I mean, it was doing like 40 or 50 at the time, but I got a smooth $16 for it, and I'll never forget that.
So what did you learn from that experience, Neal?
Wait to run sport, I'd run mostly basketball. Actually, that stream, I'd run mostly basketball. So don't just throw in an oddball without asking your chat, like, hey, does anybody want a nice baseball card? Or, and that, like I said, I was running most of basketball. So, hey, does anybody want how about I don't know what the case hits in football were that were hot that year, but, I had several of them.
Downtown.
But yeah, well, downtowns, but I mean, I wasn't running those on my first show, but even like a
Zebras or something,
one.
Explosives.
Yeah, like even a like a white mosaic or something wouldn't have been.
I love it. I cannot believe Absolute did not do explosives in their final freaking year.
Isn't that wild?
What the hell were they thinking?
Blew me away.
It's one of my favorite case hits ever. Like, and for them not to do it.
Well, it also hindered their retail too, because that was a retail hit.
Because that was a retail. So I would love to be behind closed doors where someone said, "You know what? Let's not do explosives this year."
Right?
What an asinine decision.
I honestly thought they were putting in a different product, and I wonder if they ran out of time. Maybe. Because I'm sure they had more products to release.
But I think it's going to make the old school explosives that much more rare and valuable. Like when I see an explosive, I'm like, I want that. I don't care who's on it. I saw
a gold one yesterday, Barry Sanders.
Oh, good Lord. I've never seen
I've been trying to buy Josh Allen's on eBay, and they're going decent, but like people had them listed.
Josh Allen explosives or just Josh Allen?
Josh Allen vertical explosives, because their pop count is way lower. than the horizontal.
Yeah,
And
horizontal retail.
yeah, so I've been trying to get a hold of a couple of those, but no one's accepted my lowball offers yet. But we'll keep trying.
Keep trying, brother. Keep trying. Why don't we let's talk about case hits. You can't say downtowns and kabooms because that's cheesy. There's the Kaishu and all the new ones, but like, what case hit hits you in the heart? Like, I need that. Everyone has that weird weakness where we're enamored with a certain case hit. Do you guys know what I mean? If you see it on the screen, you're like, I need that. For me, I think it's gonna be the explosive, um, or the rookie kings. I like old rookie kings with the ones with all the lasers on it, like the
Dude, the
2022
old rookie kings are
ones.
legit.
I love the
Charbonnet.
old because they
No,
kind of look they have
Charbonnet's
that downtown optic laser feel,
22,
but
I
it's
think.
like yeah. And they're on a throne. Like it's just cool. Like they do it like the Olave one I love. So I would say old school rookie kings and like the 2024 explosives I think are like the shit for me when it comes to case hits.
I'm a
Nick,
sucker
what
for the
case hits
micro
gets you gooey?
mosaics. I love
Yeah,
micros. I love the
yeah, Mike.
micro mosaics.
Mosaic has like stained glass too, right? I mean, they're super nice cards, especially like the old Prism stained glass.
Oh,
Uh,
beautiful.
like the 2020 stained glass of I think Joe Burrow. Those things are crazy. They're super short print too. But what I will say is I'm gonna go in the vein of this, and
I mean, that's just yeah.
I'm gonna stick back that Scott stole my pick, and I came prepared with my dude.
There's Nick
Okay.
flexing in, Neil. Just
That
Nick
is
flexing.
serious.
Yep. Yep.
I mean, I brought my jersey and everything. Let's go. So, well, no, what I will say is the the new thing that I'm enamored with are the numbered case hits.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
The
So
10.
it doesn't matter which ones, to be honest with you, because to be honest with you, I just want to comment. Let me ask, you want to ask Tip a question, right? You said this. So Tip, how many downtowns do you believe there are of each player?
Ooh.
Ooh, I would
I
guess
think I know the answer.
Depends on the
50K.
year. It depends on the year.
Holy
That's
shoot.
that's too high.
That's too high. So here, I'll just cut to the chase. There's a
I think
video
it's
on YouTube where a
10,000.
dude talks about and he does analytically like through what's graded,
I've seen
mathematical
this.
odd. It's an amazing video. And I believe it's on the 23 season and he goes through every set. Okay. In that year, I'm not exact on this, but I'm pretty sure. I think there were 1,520 something or
Oh,
60 something downtowns of each person. So if I come to you guys and I'm like, hey, I got a card numbered out of 1,500, what are your
you're
thoughts?
like kick rocks. No way.
Yeah, but we're buying
I think
downtowns
that's
like
way too
like.
low. Like I shot my answer high, thinking it was going to be an
Well, this was
I think
absorbent amount.
23. This was
Yeah.
23, I believe.
Yeah.
So imagine the escalation from that, and imagine the
oh,
last year.
it's
Now
gotten worse. It's gotten way
I will
worse.
say, downtowns were harder to hit this year, but that's because they printed a bazillion boxes. Okay, so to wrap this portion of it up, I would say the downtowns are not even rare. Okay, they're just sought after. Okay, so that's
Yep.
the key there. A zebra is more rare than a honeycomb and more rare than a Genesis, right?
Phoenician. Yeah.
A Phoenician, okay. But in all honesty, they're all very similar priced. Okay. So if you take a rookie Genesis Puka and a rookie Zebra and a rookie Honeycomb, they're pretty much
They're in
all,
the same family. I got it. Yep. I get
yeah.
what you're saying. Yeah.
Okay. So what's a true case hit where it's not? Anyway, so my true honest case hit that I actually love are the kabooms. I just think they're a little bit rarer than the downtowns. And especially
Well,
when you do
they're super rarer than downtowns, right?
right, they are. But when you get the vertical ones, which are hobby only, and then you look at gold or the greens and the
Greens.
whatever, those are the ones that if I were to buy a card like that, I said I just want one, right? A Joe Burrow numbered kaboom would be amazing to me. Those are the cards to me that you want to go after. So now is it really a case hit if it's numbered? I don't know. You know what I mean? Just a
It's
numbered
weird that we
card.
have to live in a world where like scarcity matters. Like you because if you line up all the case hits like you alluded to, like Yeah, what are the really rare ones? Like a Color Blast is way more rare than a Genesis, right? Like it's just not going to happen. So like that's a good. Well, Color Blasts are a little too much this year, but that's a whole nother
That's
topic.
the whole thing with Absolute,
But
though, is it's kaboom or bust. Like
literally,
you buy a box of Absolute and it's kaboom or bust.
So great point.
You.
I want to make sure we go around the horn. So Joe and Kay, and I want to start with you, Kay. We talked about cards in our first podcast. What were the cards that you liked again? It wasn't a case hit, by the way.
I was gonna say, so
State of the Arts? Was it State of the Arts that you loved?
that was the map one, right? Yeah. I just thought they looked cool. I liked
And
like
they
the
were
map
cool.
in the background.
So
We are
well, with
still we are still
case
working on that
hits.
set, by the way.
Oh, nice. With case hits, Kay, like what case hits like anytime you see one, you're like, oh, that's nice. Or maybe not.
I don't know. I feel like
No,
anything
do you
that
see her react to any like card? Like she's just whatever.
Yeah. So I think for her, right, not knowing, I don't want to like
I feel like
speak
we're
out of turn, but
mansplaining so bad right now, and I don't want to
yeah.
mansplain.
So I think
like
a lot of times like she legitimately, doesn't know true value of the cards, right? So like, or she doesn't know scarcity, or she doesn't know how rare it is to hit, X, Y, or Z.
right.
And that's why for me, like
It's face value in a way.
yeah, it's
It's
face
nice.
value. And
Yeah.
for her answer of like a state-of-the-art insert, right? I feel like
It's pretty
is
awesome.
awesome. And that's like what collecting is too, right? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I don't care that this card is worth $6, right? Or whatever it is, depending on the player or the color variation of those state-of-the-art cards, but she just likes the artwork. And I think we do too, but the ones that we're also drawn to are the ones that are valuable,
The
right?
expensive
Like
ones,
kabooms. Like I love the design of the kabooms. I love the design of certain downtowns and stuff like that. I think that certain years, even like the lower end case hits, like the zebras and stuff like that, certain years and certain levels of the zebras really freaking pop, right? So it just depends on like what level it is and
everyone
how
loves a
much.
good zebra.
Yeah, how much zebra am I getting, right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I've seen some where you can barely tell, right? It's got a couple black and white stripes. The glass ones, the absolute glass, are
Oh,
sometimes just so beautiful.
the
Wicked
glass
easy to gem.
pops.
Wicked
The
easy to
glass.
gem too, by the way. How about
Neal, we
wicked
love
high,
glass.
Yes,
wicked
Yeah.
high
I'm a
gem?
glass fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
glasses. In fact, I
So,
would say, oh, in
Joe, you
fact,
said you haven't completed the set yet. You said State of the Arts are cheap. Why aren't you finishing the set for Kate?
wow, Neal,
Bastard.
take it easy. Jeez, so
No,
mean.
she's completing that set.
Oh, well, why don't you help her?
Yeah, Joe, you're a horrible person.
Kay,
Maybe you should
you
marry
just
this
let
guy,
us know
Kay.
what you need. We'll get them
If
for you.
anybody wants to send any to me, I would really
Yeah.
You tell me what you're
Just let us know
missing.
what
Hey,
you
you
need.
tell
Kay.
us,
We
yeah,
got
you tell us the
taken care
cards you
of.
need because
You
your
just
future
I
we're leaving.
apologize. Joe's
We're
not giving you cards.
Joe,
To
here's
be
the time
clear,
we
we're-
just close out.
Hold on.
But
To
Joe,
be
you
clear,
got
we're
called out,
talking
bro. Come
25
on.
Zenith or what?
What's up?
What's that?
We're talking 25 Zenith? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, those are Zeniths,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, well, I'll find you your set. We'll get you taken care of.
Maybe you should marry Nick. I'm
No,
sorry,
they were
he's married
24,
already.
right?
No.
Sorry.
They were 2024.
Why don't you
But I think I can afford that set is what I'm getting at.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
now I can't
I mean,
afford
he's
this.
wearing a Jamar Chase autographed jersey right
Wow.
now. So
Now I can't
I'm
afford
gonna
this.
trade the jersey for the full
Just say
set.
you're rich, Nick. Just say it. I mean, it's fine.
I am so far
he
from
doesn't
rich.
need to. He's
Nick,
I don't
wearing
even
an
have a job.
autographed
I'll
Jamar
trade you
Chase.
the borough
Oh,
downtown
hold
for the
on.
set.
There's
I'll
some
trade you
flaunting
the
of
borough
cards right
downtown
now.
for the set.
So,
Okay,
Joel,
that's
can I
fair.
answer?
Can I trade you an Amari in Hampton?
Yeah.
Oh, and then Tip does that. And by the way, so Scott, I'm going to hand it to Scott, and then Tip, I want you to talk about Michael Pratt for a second. So, Scott.
All right.
Michael Pratt.
I hope you show. I hope you show these cards, Joel, because it's not even one's a case hit, one's not even a case hit, but hopefully you'll show these on the screen. The 2022 stained glass is of all the stained glass is the most gorgeous stained glass. It's my
They
favorite.
really are. Yeah.
And then the second one is just an insert set. And those of you that know me, I had an obsession with 2024 rated retros. Those things were
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And I know they weren't really expensive or whatever. Those things are the most incredible things to me.
Let me see if I can do it.
I'll
They
take a
weren't
red
expensive
Pandora's
until
also.
you sold them in your stream because you
Camera
talked them up so
sucks.
much they became really expensive.
You can't see it, Joel.
Anyway,
You'll have to put a clip on it. I'm telling you, those are my favorite. And the two
And
that
you know
we just
why?
did
You know
last.
why they're great? Like,
Why?
look what happened. Look what they tried to do the next year. It was the
Crap.
poor man's version. Like, they will never ever get to this again. Yeah, of course, I'll post it. These things were just a work of art, and I still think like they're gonna hold value. Like
Yeah.
the Jaden Daniels, the Drake May, the Brock Bowers, like they're all beautiful. Like I think these are amazing. Um, no state of the art though, okay, right? Well, we can't compare to the state of the art, so we get that.
Well, the other one she loved the year earlier was the Bomb Squad set, and I mean, true
Oh, I
spirit of
love Bomb
collecting.
Squad. Yeah,
We
We-
did collect all of those.
You
We
know,
did get all.
we just complete all those sets. That one I could afford. The other,
He needs the numbered ones now, bud.
And you know they have autographed Bomb Squad too. Like, good lord,
Yep.
guys! Like,
Yep.
come on, it's not
Nick
even fair
flexing
anymore.
again.
I don't
Yeah.
have them. Whoa, I don't have them. I was
Yeah,
just
Nick,
saying,
where's your
his
collection,
wife-
bro?
No, Kay is deserving
It's
of
forever
them.
coming back to that.
Okay. He deserves to have the full state of the art set and numbered and auto bomb squads. Just saying.
That's fair.
She does. Maybe wedding.
Are we
present.
ready for my question yet, Joel?
No, we don't care about you
Kay-
anymore, Neal.
Kay
Jim-
has something to say. Go ahead.
Go ahead,
Another
Kay.
sip.
Joe would like me to tell you that I'm also collecting the Kaboom set, apparently. So
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
so
your
if
wedding
anybody
gift,
wants to
Nick.
help her out with
There's
that,
your wedding-
that'd be great.
Specifically a Joe Burrow kaboom. And so that'd be a great wedding present. And speaking of weddings,
This one's supposed to go
I-
to PSA. That's why it's in this holder.
I'm
So
going to be the ring bearer at the wedding.
oh, that's a bad idea to have Neal in the wedding. Bad
Sounds
idea.
Love it.
Yeah, unless you want things derailed and things.
We'll
Joe and
talk.
Kay, I assume you're still getting
We'll talk.
married. You're still getting married. Congrats.
As long as
Yes.
I complete the set.
yes,
How's the wedding planning going? We've all been there. It's fun.
Yeah.
it's good. We have a date. We have a place. We have a caterer, and I have my dress already. And we're a whole
Nice.
like year and a half out still.
You
That's
got your
good.
ring
You have
bearer.
a ring boy and Neal too. I'll tell you. as you
Yeah,
guys
and we
come-
have So
Yeah.
I can check that off my list too.
Here's where wedding planning is gonna drive you effing crazy when you're like 5 months in, like close to it, and it's all the little things. Like the fun things is the DJ, the music, the venue. Like that's fun, and it's the little things that are gonna drive you crazy. Like what kind of tablecloth should we get? I'm not sure about these flowers. Like it's
Yeah,
gonna
like I
drive you
feel like
all the little things.
Yeah, and I feel like it's a lot because like in hindsight, not that I don't want to say we don't care about those things, but those things are so small in comparison to like truthfully, like if someone was like, "Hey, these flowers are nice, this tablecloth is nice," I'd be like, "Great, let's do it. Let's use it." Like that's not like it's just like everybody showing up and having a good time. I feel like is what's most important to us. Like not that I
Amen.
could care less what flowers I have, but like you know what I mean? So
I
feel
I
like
used to remind
Plastic bottle
I used to remind
vodka.
my wife while we were planning, and Neal, you're next. I said, as long as we say I do and nobody dies, we're gonna have a great time. And that was a perspective check for both of us. Like
yeah.
we don't need to spend $1,000 on flowers. We don't need to get an argument over cake. Like the
Yeah.
point is like just make sure we say I do and nobody dies and we have a great time, and that's all that matters. And that
Yeah.
that's it's perspective. But
Yep.
are you gonna invite us to the wedding? Put you on the spot. Oh, he's like, ooh,
I'll
maybe
get
not
you the
Neal.
state of the art set for your wedding gift.
Oh, Nick, you son of a gun. I'll give
We
you the
have a
full kaboom
list,
set.
guys. We have a list,
We
but
have
you're
a
gonna have
kaboom
to wait
set.
to see if you made
Oh
the
my
list or
God.
The
not.
surprise list.
I get you
Some
the
of
Mo
you,
Nick
some of you were
spellbound.
on the
How about
list
that?
before this phone call. That's all I'm saying.
I'll give you a kaboom calendar
And
for
now are no longer
2027.
on this list.
Yes. Okay, great.
I'll
I
give you
am,
the jumbo
if
Joe
I am
Burrow.
invited, I am
Right there.
getting a Carl costume and coming in that.
Actually, that
I
So
love
sounds
before
You're on the
invited,
list,
I
and
want
that is
you
a
to think about
requirement.
that.
I mean, you don't need a costume, Scott. Anyway, Neal, you had a question.
got him.
I do have a
Got
good
'em.
question. All right, like a serious question. All right, so everyone says the place in the hobby to be right now, as far as an investment standpoint, is the GOATs, your Brady's, your Shohei's, your Jordans, your Kobe's, and all that. All right, so the '86 Michael Jordan Fleer has like 300 PSA 10s. I think the last one sold like 265K. All right. Well, Shohei has his rookie PSA 10, the one with him just standing there with the bat,
Yep.
has 8,600 PSA 10s and has still like 10x over the last 9 months. How does that hold up when you've got 300 of something? Is that card ever going to be? Is a Shohei and a PSA 10, which is selling for like $800 right now, is that going to 10x over the next 10 years?
I'm going to go pee
Or
while you
is it
answer that.
worth as much now as it's ever going to be worth because there's so many of them?
I think that when you're,
Who
when you're
wants
talking
it?
about,
I'm excited to talk about this one.
Okay,
talk
Neal,
about-
Nick, go.
oh,
Okay, well, first I'll just say, look,
I am mute. I must be on
this
mute.
card right here is like $5 or $6 grand in a Gem 10. Okay. So what I'll say is this: it doesn't really matter the population. Look at downtowns. There's enough people to buy them that it becomes scarce. Okay.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is there's so many, Otani's a good example because there's a whole Japanese thing to it.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
true.
So you have almost double the amount of people that buy. Okay. There's a lot of big Japanese or Chinese Kobe buyers. Okay. So like Kobe's cards get eaten up. Jordan's the same thing. So the Jordan one is so scarce that you don't see it come up for sale a lot, in a 10. I mean, not, a lot comparative to say an Otani, but because Otani is so hot in the moment, the cards will sell no matter what. So you asked, is there a level of what it gets to because there's more? I would say yes to an extent, depending on where Otani takes his career. If he wins 9 MVPs, well, his cards probably will become what Jordan's are, especially as you elongate 30 to 40 years to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's another factor and then the third factor is the paper cards are much, much more delicate than what Chrome cards are. So all the Chrome cards that are out now are significantly easier to gem, other than printing issues and things like that. But I would say because of those scarcity issues, the actual 10s have taken like, a normal PSA card is what, 2 or 3 times
I love your
best.
dog.
But in this one, the Jordan is what, 40 times? You know what I mean? 45 times. So I would say that, yes, it will continue to rise, mainly because of gamblers or people who want to invest or people who want to live in the moment. There's probably three different types there. And until they're all bought up, and once they're all bought up, then they start to set the new markets. And that's what's happening with the Jordans over the last 5-10 years. You've seen now somebody buy it and then it becomes this. Some of them go down, some of them go up. You know what I mean? But Jordans in particular, most of them go up, especially the big ones.
Oh, for
Hey,
sure.
hey, Scott, in all seriousness, don't feel like you need to hang. I know it's getting late. Oh, you muted. I don't hear you.
He's
He may have
tired.
already fell asleep.
Oh, first of all, can you hear me?
Yeah,
we
we can hear you
good
now. Yeah.
Jen, first of all, I asked, and she gave me special permission. It was a special night, so she's letting
Love
me
it.
stay up a little bit later tonight. So shout out to
Late
Jen.
curfew.
Yeah.
Oh, we love Jen.
So
Go
I'm
get some
good.
microwave popcorn. Let's get crazy. Yeah, they're great.
I'm still waiting for Neal's questions.
Neal asked a question about
He asked
Shohei.
one.
That was one. I want him to ask one to Joe.
What
and
Scott
to
is saying
Joel
is he
and
didn't like
to-
your question, Neal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Scott, I have something to say to that.
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this. We're talking about props here. Let's
You
go.
want to hit me with the emoji? Hit me with the emoji, Scott.
This is how you keep your room, gang.
Hit me.
You guys
Scott,
wondered earlier.
favorite emoji to send me is the middle finger emoji. So
Hang on. I
what
need you to
better
put
prop
that back
have
on and
than
talk.
Oh my God.
You should have done the whole interview
You
should have been
Scott
done
while
in
he
that.
throws
Dude.
up from laughing.
Oh my God.
I'm not lying. The whole interview should have been done with that on.
I know.
It would have saved a lot of camera space.
So the last time we did a roundtable, it was Neal, Josh Dozy, Coach Rad, Neal was so dedicated to the craft that he pissed in his garbage can in his office while he was doing the podcast. He was having so much. He was having such a good time that he didn't excuse himself and he just pissed in the garbage can
I'm going to show
while
you
we were
that only top
podcasting.
chrome's in my garbage. Okay, there's no pee in it.
Please don't pee in it or other things. Thank you.
Dump
I
it on
didn't
your
have
head and
to.
prove it, Nick.
I wouldn't put it upside down and make it rain wrappers on me, but I don't want to clean it up. But there's a whole lot of Topps Chrome in this garbage.
As long as it's Topps Chrome. Okay, great. Okay, Neal, ask Scott a question without, or you put the middle finger back on because that was fun.
Yeah, yes.
Nick wants the middle finger.
I would love it.
Love you.
Please. I had the glare in my eye earlier. We were,
Stop with the glare, Nick. We're done with it. No more
How
glare.
do you like get that to me for
Look at the
Christmas?
eye holes. They're perfect.
Oh,
Now, if
Anyway,
you did not
Neal,
PC
tip of the
Seahawks,
Sip
who would
Sports.
you PC right now?
Go ahead. Ask again.
we went off the rails.
If you did not PC Seahawks, who would you PC right now, Scott?
Oh, with a
I
close
feel like
up.
I'm on a ransom video right
Can-
now.
I know.
Can we go back to something we said way earlier in this podcast that we're all just big kids and just
Boom.
point proven.
Point proven, Neal. Thank you.
Okay, Scott, go ahead.
That's why I brought him on.
I didn't
All
hear
right.
what you said. What did he say?
Well, he said
I
if you didn't
were
PC
not
Seahawks.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Neal.
If you weren't PCing Seahawks, who would you PC right now, like from an investment standpoint?
Ooh.
Actually, it's a really good question. You know what I really am starting to PC is, and I think someone I talked to, maybe it was Joel. I want game used patches, older game used patches.
Yes.
I'm absolutely obsessed with. And
Feel me on that one, Nick?
so
I do actually. They're actually super hot right now on Whatnot.
Yep.
If you find ones that are unique, look, you could sell any player right now and they get some money. If they're player worn, game used, or whatever. I like what it says, player used. And I make the comment, are they using it in the bathroom or where are they using this?
Is it toilet paper?
Why does it not say game used? Player, is he out in the lawn playing catch? Like I played catch with Herman Moore, okay? And he signed the ball.
Another flex.
Well, okay, yeah, okay. I played catch with him. He signed the ball. He made me throw it to him so he could say it was player used. I was like, okay. So we did that on camera. But I will say, no, Scott's 100% right. The patches have lit up, and their pricing has significantly risen over the last 6 months, I'd say even. Another one is booklets. Booklets used to be like kind of, whatever.
I used to get my ass kicked on booklets.
Yeah, not now.
You think they go high and like
I still do.
Yeah.
Oh, my stream loves booklets. Like I get asked for them every day. I actually have.
I think if you do like one per show
for tomorrow, I've got this LK line booklet that it's not even any big, but it's a cool booklet. And honestly, I get excited when I can find them a booklet because it's
your
like wow.
LK line and raise you a Herman Killer Brew.
Ooh, I like that.
Whoa,
Like
that's
autographed check stub.
When are you running
wow.
that? When are we running that? I gotta be there when you buy that.
Shoot me a message, Nick.
Yeah, I'm a fan. But the patches are the cool patches. They used to make some. I've got right now a lot of Upper Deck sweet spot patches, and the old patches that they made, they actually did good. And if you look back at past 2019, I'm guessing 2019ish, they actually had player worn rookie patches. So like some of them were player used in the the rookie premier game or whatever they call it.
Right.
But they had real deal patches, not some garbage looking napkin. And I will say at the end here for Panini, they did kind of start to make some cool patches. But they blew it for like 5 years with fake patches. So I don't know.
Yeah, another thing that they did back in the day that was really cool is they date stamped patches. So this is the jersey where Aaron Rodgers threw his 300th touchdown. Like that's kind of stuff like they don't do that anymore. And so like if I'm someone new to collecting or like wants to have a cool niche, is like game worn or player worn date or timestamp patch cards. Like I think that's really cool. While we were talking, I was looking at. I mean, is there anything better than a Kobe Bryant game worn patch right now? Like,
no.
I can get one for $200. Like that's dirt cheap in my opinion. It's graded PSA 7. Like I think that's cheap. Like that's
How's
the
that
kind of
ever
stuff that
going
people
down?
like. And Michael Jordan, all the goats, right? What do you got
So this is
there? You got one
this
right there,
is
Nick?
a piece of the floor from Kobe Bryant. What if I can
Yeah,
get it
that's
on the
sick.
camera?
Yeah.
Okay. And they have numbered ones, but like, and then there's ones like with the All-Star game floor. And then like there's just like what you're saying, they're stamped in actual dates of where it came from, which what's
Jersey
the
Fusion.
brand? Yeah, they make them, and they're cool, but they're not as cool as
They're
the
not
real.
licensed, but they're cool though. But yeah, I agree. Um,
Yeah.
Joe, who's your introduce your dog, please. Don't be rude. Who's your dog?
Let me. This is Lou.
Hi,
Oh,
Lou.
Say hi, Lou.
Lou looks like a player right there. I mean,
Oh yeah.
He's the
call it what it
best.
is.
He's a little mini
Lou knows how to
golden.
get his way
Oh,
as
100%.
he kisses
100. He
Kay.
is
Yeah, yeah.
spoiled. Yeah. Yep.
Guys, I am so excited that it's 11:48. We're still hanging out. I got some of my
really?
favorite streamers online. Scott is still alive. We love that, and he's awake. He's killing it right now. Oh, do I
That
see a
means
dog behind you? Is that JMO?
That's Ace.
that means
Oh.
it's almost 1
I'm
a.m.
so
for Scott.
excited.
He's not. It's going to take him a week to recover from this.
Oh, they're
I'll
both
Hey,
go
like,
live
buddies.
after this tip.
I still got like 2 more hours of streaming to go, so I'm good.
I dare one of you guys go online right now.
I'll
so
go
here's
online
the
right
no,
now.
but here's the thing, Joel, and honestly, you should add this. You should ask us all that question because I have one tip. There's a lot of really cool stuff. Like every time I talk to you all, and I think that's what I love about our whole network is we're constantly learning. And I do this in my little stupid Instagrams and stuff like that. But like I challenge people, like take something from what they talked about today and use it. Like try it. Go outside of your comfort zone. Do something that Joe and Kay
Yeah.
just said, and just don't think about it. Just do it. Take something Nick said or tip and I feel like so many people in today's world, they talk about it. Get
We're
out of
gonna
your
do it.
comfort zone and do it.
I got a
No,
couple more
absolutely.
questions and we're gonna end this. Number one, I love this question. I baked this into 5 with Joel-ATX now. Um, we all started as collectors, we all started as buyers, and then we eventually became streamers and sellers. Name one or two like really good shows or streamers that like kind of like you realized were like maybe I can start selling. Maybe I can have more fun doing this too. So I want you guys to think about when you were just buyers on whatnot or just buyers in general. Who were the streamers, if they're still around? Hopefully that's cool. Like who got you like, you know what, I think I can do this. Joe and Kay, anybody that you can think of. I put you on the spot, but I think it's kind of a cool question.
Yeah. That guy right there. So we started watching Lucky and just to kind of like the room, well, he was Seahawk 33 back then, just a room that he was, was able to build, and it seemed so, I don't want to say effortless because there was definitely effort put into it. It didn't seem like it
But it
was.
seemed effortless, right?
Yeah, it did
Yeah.
seem that way, and it just kind of like came naturally, and got a lot of advice and stuff like that from Scott, and yeah, I think just a community feeling and the community aspect was something that when we saw, we were like, "No, that's what we want to do as well." You know what I mean? So, and that's how we want it to feel in our rooms when people are here.
Because there wasn't a lot of it before that. There was a lot of screaming and yelling, and so
Yeah.
I think people saw Scott as kind of a retreat, like, and I'll piggyback. This isn't a Love Scott show, but maybe it kind of is because like I every Sunday, like I didn't go to church. I went to Scott. Like every morning I had my alarm set every Sunday at 6:55 because Central Time is the best.
You
And
weren't
I
going to
jumped
go anywhere.
on and I woke up to Scott. And my wife still hates your voice because she's like, I'm so sick of Scott's voice. I'm like, sorry, you got to deal with it. That's out of love, by the way, Scott,
Of
because she's
course.
used
Take
to
a note.
hearing your voice every day.
But Joel was
I
looking
won't
for an excuse not to go to church anyway. So
church. I've been banned by church a lot, just like whatnot. So yeah, they wouldn't even let me in. My skin burns when I get closer to church. Anyway, the truth of the matter is, yeah, I would say Scott was obviously the biggest influence for me. Just knowing that like you could do it the right way. You could not be a dickhead. You could show good cards. You could have a community, and like he just did everything right. He checked all the boxes. I'm like, maybe I can do that. I'll never be a Scott, but maybe I can do my own thing. And like of course, I reached out to him, and he obviously jumped on calls and helped me out. And yeah, he's been my best mentor, and like I owe so much to you, Scott. So thank you so much. But like, yeah, he was the guy. Outside of Scott, I love T-Fish, I love Cruise Cards, I love Cole Cards. There are a lot of other Gilchrist, like there are a lot of other shows where like I didn't necessarily want to emulate, but I really liked what they were doing because they had their own niche. T-Fish was liquid. He showed 80 cards a minute, and it was all like newer cards that you typically like didn't have access to. And so that's what I love about T-Fish. And but like yeah, there's so many great streamers. I'm done talking. Nick, when you've been streaming forever, by the way. Nick is the veteran, by the way, if you guys don't know. He's been streaming for a long time. But like, can you think of anybody that had an impact on you
Yeah.
before you started streaming?
Yeah. So it's weird because I came into Whatnot kind of by accident. I didn't watch Whatnot. I didn't know Whatnot. I didn't have a clue about the craziness, the good or the bad in it. I was actually a breaker on Sports Card Investor Discord.
Hmm.
And before that, I was watching like Hackman and Jab's Family on for baseball. And I was thinking like these breaks that they're doing, this is cool. You know, like this is back probably pre-COVID. It's definitely pre-COVID. Um, and my thought process was, okay, this is neat. I just watched it. COVID came around and I got into ripping too much. Okay. So I simply said, I can't just keep doing this. So I started to become a breaker. So at that point, I was a breaker just doing YouTube and nothing to do with Whatnot or anything, any live selling. Basically used eBay actually. And once I realized that I had no job and I had to go to do something, I thought, well, let's go to Whatnot. So the only Whatnot person I knew at the time was Sky B Cards, and I'm friends with him. So it was like, I called him. I said, "What do you think here?" And he was one of the friends that helped me at the beginning, which is one of the reasons I had a lot of people. You know what I mean? And so I don't have any direct. I didn't go in Lucky's room, unfortunately. I had been in literally like one room when I went live, maybe two. Like I just whatever. And I'm glad I did because I got to meet a lot of cool people, got to learn the ropes, and you know I'm really inspired by seeing people. One of the things I will say that caught me was with Pac-Man. He was doing the thing in his room. And I was like, dude, this is like the lowest production thing you could probably come up with. And he had all kinds of viewers and all kinds of stuff. And then I saw him that he was on Whatnot. And I was like, okay, well, I guess that's where we're going, Whatnot, right? So that's kind of the story of how I ended up there. And the people that got me there. It really isn't anybody on Whatnot. I learned about all the crazy things on Whatnot when I got to Whatnot. And even tomorrow and today, like I'm still learning.
We're all learning, and that's the great thing is like there's no set in stone perfect way to do things, and we still have a lot of just like latitude to kind of do what we want within reason, whatnot, right? Whatnot. We'll slap your wrist. I know that for a reason. But yeah, that's the great thing is like it is the wild wild west, and it gets a bad rap. I was talking to Perry Davey yesterday, like it's kind of sad how Whatnot gets such a bad rap because of like literally five people when the rest of the 99% is like doing the right thing and doing good things and like just trying to make a business or just having fun with the hobby. So who did I miss? Scott and Neal.
Go ahead, Neal.
These two guys right here. These two guys
Checks
right
in the
here.
mail. Check is in the mail.
All right.
Checks in the mail.
No, like I'm not even bullshitting. Like literally, I found Joel's show and like just instantly, like I knew that I loved the dude. Like I started on whatnot December of 2024.
Yeah, because I started
And
selling in January of 2025. So that makes sense.
like I saw him in some rooms, and then one night, like I saw him in a lot of rooms, And then one night I saw like he was on selling, and I got on there and I was just buying uncontrollably, honestly, at that point.
Neal was my best customer for you and Twin Dad and a couple other guys were just like buying me out. And like, again, this would never happen without Scott. Scott brought people on to me. Like, I never had to do the real like bumps and bruises where I had like 1 to 2 people in my room. I was like, hello, anybody? Luckily, because of
Well,
Scott, I had a nice soft landing into streaming. But I mean, we still had struggles. But yeah. So anyway.
and then through you, I found Scott, and so you two became like my biggest like must watch shows. Like I kind of got to where I would discipline myself a little bit, and I would only watch your guys' shows. But you always had cards that I wanted, and I would absolutely buy. And so I came in there. Well, in turn, you guys turned around and came to my show when I started streaming in March, and like I won't say you guys helped me survive. You guys got some absolute steals from me to start, so you're welcome. By the way, you're welcome. By the way, because I fed y'all shows
That's a
for a
rite of
couple of
passage,
weeks.
by the way. You
But
need to get
oh,
robbed.
absolutely,
Joe,
and
right? When
I
you
would never.
started, we robbed you. Like that's the way it works.
I would do it again tomorrow because it turns out I've made two fantastic friends out of it. Like, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. So, like, Whatnot is not just about selling cards. Like, I literally consider both of you. Well, and I guess that Joe guy too. He's okay, but like, I consider y'all like two of my best friends. Like, and I've met both of you, and like, we live hours and hours away from each other, but we still talk every day, and like y'all are family, and that's what makes it. And I've got so many more people that I'm like that with now, and that's what makes it such a great community. And I honestly I wouldn't still be on Whatnot without you two to
Thank you for
guide
sharing.
me where I started. You guys were always there to
Yeah.
answer questions I had, to what can I do better. Scott's always there with the hey, you really screwed this up. This is what you need to change.
Scott gives you
Like,
that brutal
I get that
feedback, and
call
you're like,
daily.
fuck you,
he's
but like,
gonna
thank you.
give you he's gonna be brutally honest with you, but
Yes.
that's what you need. Like,
That's what friends do. They give you brutal
absolutely.
feedback. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'll be forever grateful for that. So I'm not trying to create a circle out of this,
So
but
so first of all,
it's
thank you for sharing that,
good.
Neil. And like it's cool to hear. You know, we're just trying to do our own thing. It's cool that we were able to like help you and influence you. And like the cool thing is we're all internet friends, but when you actually meet, like I got to meet Joe and Neil in Dallas. And remember that, Scott, when you ditched us? Cool story. And we had a great time.
Heard
And
about it.
like it when you meet people in person, and Nick, you can attest to this, like while we are streamers and we do this kind of stuff and we're like in each other's chat, the second you meet someone and shake their hand and have a drink with them, like things all of a sudden get serious. Like now like I can't believe like we
We're
met through
connected.
cards and
Yeah.
now we're friends, and like this is real, and like that's the power of the hobby. Like you can't find anything else like this. It's amazing.
I went for 24 hours without talking to Joel, and he messaged my wife on Facebook to make sure I was okay.
We both
It's
did.
true story. Remember that, Scott? Yeah.
We both did.
Apparently she threw his phone into the closet. That's a whole other story. But I called Shane. I was like, and she was like, hello. I'm like, hi, this is Joel, Neil's internet friend. Um, is Neil
I haven't heard
alive?
from him in 18
Is Neil
minutes.
alive? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, good talk. This is Joel, by the way. Love you. Bye. Anyway, yeah. So that's how the conversation went.
Neil's internet
Hey,
friend.
I will say
was great.
this all ties into the whole point of the show, and the wheel conversation we had about how to grow your room or deal with a low room. Building
Yep.
those friends is invaluable. Okay. And having people grow along the way with you versus alone is a much better journey.
Huge.
So that's the 2 cents I want to add at the end here.
Did Neil just leave?
He's peeing in the trash can.
The trash can. Oh, I can't talk. Hold on.
He's peeing in the trash can.
Did I make sense there, or was I just babbling?
No. It did.
Okay.
It did totally make sense. I also want to just give this piece of advice too, of like in closing, hopefully.
Hopefully, good Lord. Let's put this thing to bed, guys.
Yeah, let's put this.
Yeah, put it to bed, or the trash can is going down.
Okay, I'll say this. I'll say this. We each get 1 minute. I already said my minute and a half. Joe, Scott, Nick, Neal, then we're done. Go.
I don't need a minute. I don't need a minute. Y'all go.
I'm just gonna say, so this.
You already peed. You're fine.
This entire podcast, including all the questions that were on the wheel and stuff, that we answered regarding, like, who's gonna, who's a good person to invest in now, that's gonna blow up this year, who's gonna break out, who's gonna, from the rookie class and all of that other stuff. He's definitely going to the bathroom. Oh my God. I can't even look at the screen.
Leave?
Anyways, everything that we talked about was all about football. And I think that it's really important for us to grow. And, especially when you do get to a certain point that we all realize it. I mean, Scott, you talked about how it's kind of like slow right now. But because there's seasons to every sport. And if you're only sticking to one sport, if you have a main sport, I think we all do mostly football stuff, but branching out into other things, which is something that Kay and I have explored over the past, I don't know, couple of months maybe. And it started off really like shit, right? Like we were running some basketball cards and some baseball cards that were pretty good cards, and they were going for nothing. But most of it was because we had never done it before. So we continued with it, and I incorporated a few more every show till we got to a point where we did have some people that were looking for basketball and baseball on the show, and even all the way up to like Disney or whatever. Dynacard, shout out to him. I mean, he's great at that, and I think you all know that. You guys, we've talked about it before, how he's like really good at incorporating all different sports, all different, crazy cards, right? He does Marvel, he does all these other things, which I think is great, right? Because when you limit yourself to one lane or just have tunnel vision on one sport, it really kind of limits you. So just my last piece of closing.
Here we go. Yes.
You're spot on, Joe. And unfortunately, what is going on here?
It just says I need more talk about the hair.
Yeah, it's weird. I want to run my fingers through your
fucking
weird.
I'm saying I fucking
Jesus,
hate all
Lucky. Lucky after dark is weird. Like this is okay. I mean, I don't blame you. Joe, not Joel. You don't like. I got no hair.
Lucky was running fingers through his own hair, so it works out good.
You want Joe's hair?
I gotta go to bed.
You guys asked about if you were invited to the wedding. Some of you were. Now less of you are. That's all.
If you invite me, I'll talk less.
God, don't leave yet. I might have another special guest jumping on. Okay, so don't leave yet. You can just hang out, fall asleep. I'll wake you up if you need to.
Okay, hang on. Can I just say this too? If anybody makes it to the end of this podcast and texts me,
we need to give them like a downtown.
DMs me on whatnot. What
too.
The code? I'm gonna come up with a code word. Hang on.
You know what?
37-hour interview.
You know what? We were on 3 hours. If someone is here, by the way, your tag information.
I'm going to send them a coupon code to use in my show if they made it all the way here to the end.
What's your dog's name again?
Louie.
So if you text Louie to these guys, if you text Louie to me, if you text Louie to Nick, if you text Louie to Scott, that means someone has watched 3 hours of our Babble-a-thon, and they deserve something.
You deserve a reward.
You come in. I'll tell you what. You come in my room. I'm gonna make a song about this show. So the content I got from this show is phenomenal. So,
dude, I'll tell you this. Like, I'm not pandering. Like,
another one.
New special guest, Nick, Lucky, and JJK Sports. And now we got Amps.
Oh, it's Vic. What up, man?
How you doing, buddy?
My cameras don't work.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
There he is.
I've been begging you for months. You finally made it. Thank you for joining. We've had an amazing time. We've had JJK Sports. We've had All Day Collectibles. We had Lucky's Card Shops. Hell, freaking Tip of the Sip came. And then out of nowhere, West Coast style, Emps is in the building. Everyone give it up for Emps.
Woohoo!
Golf clap.
Let's go.
Vic, how you
What's
doing,
up,
buddy?
guys?
Thank you so much for joining us. So we've been talking about everything from like, what do you do when your show is low? How do you keep inventory up? Like, I'll put you on the spot in a good way. Like, talk about one of the challenges that you've had as a streamer and how you've been able to overcome that.
Challenges as a streamer for me, I think it might just be more my personal life, with like kids and school and work and balancing everything out, right? Because each category now has their subcategory. So now the kids and making sure that they're doing good in school, and then making sure that in school, like I just got out of class right now. So when you messaged me, I was like, oh, cool, it's a good opportunity. I got out early. I
Yeah.
guess it was meant to be, right? So especially now that we're coming towards May, that's finals. That's finals for me. And I feel like I always let the foot off the gas. And I just say, you know what, I don't even care. I did so good. I have an A. I can, I'm in my, master's program. I can get a B. It's fine, right? But then again,
Right.
I think about it and I'm like, I'm better than that. I was in the Marine Corps. We always strive to give it 100%, everything that we do. So I keep those
You
little
don't
things.
half-ass anything.
Exactly. So I keep that in my
Right?
mind.
You're not comfortable with half-assing, right? Yeah.
No. So then, then with the cards, just making sure that I plan everything out. And for me, majority of the time, I go on either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Sometimes I'll do Fridays, and my streams are not long because I take my daughter to school. So I would typically get on at like 5:45, and I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't pick up on the app until about 6 my time, Pacific Standard Time. And then around 7:45, it starts to go. That's when I have to be off because we got to go and she's got to be at school
So
by 8.
stop there, Em. So like I want people to realize like when Ems goes live, it's 5:45 his time. Like as central people, which is important, East Coast, we don't care about East Coast, but they care too. But like you literally like you wake up and you're like you roll out of bed and like I'm gonna start streaming because it's early AF for you, right?
It is. So I wake up at like 4:30 and I just get out of bed. First thing I go do is like I'm not even gonna lie, like I'll go into the fridge, I'll grab an energy drink and drink like half of it. And then I'll just like lean over the sink and just be like, all right, let me give me like 2 minutes. And then that's when it starts to kind of kick in a little bit, the caffeine and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go brush my teeth and stuff, get ready, get all my stuff ready. Um, and then I'll take everything I need, my charger, my laptop, my stand, and do that. Yeah, and then set up the light, and I want to make sure it goes back to just planning. Everything's about planning, even when it goes to sourcing and strategically how I plan my streams is like I want to make sure I have good giveaways, know what I'm gonna give away, and how I'm gonna run my card. So now I just kind of started breaking it down by like football, basketball, and baseball. Football off season, it slows down right now. Basketball is hot. For example, I streamed today and I was selling, Wemby's, and they're up right now. They're about to win and go into the next series.
I
So
figured
if
they're ridiculous.
yeah, so if I were to sell it on Thursday or tomorrow, it would probably be at least
Oh,
$5 to $10
100%.
more
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
per card based off the success they're having. So
Absolutely.
just
Let me interrupt in a good way. A lot of people don't know you, but they know you as a streamer. Like you're a legend. Can we take a step back? Like, how did you get into collecting? What got you into actually streaming or whatnot? So let's first and foremost, like obviously, like you're a kid and you started collecting cars. Like, what was your first maybe PC? And then what got you actually thinking like maybe I should start streaming or whatnot?
well, growing up in LA, um, like the
That's Los
first,
Angeles, by the way. Los
yeah, Los
Angeles.
Angeles,
Okay,
California,
thank you.
two and
That's
three.
what I'm really good. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, I started collecting Pokemon. I want to say it was Pokemon. My cousin's husband, ex-husband, he's probably about 10 years older than us. I remember we were at a quinceañera, Sweet 15, and there was a store that sold Pokemon packs. So he went over there and bought like 4 or 5 of them, and he's just ripping them. And I was like, "Oh damn! Like, what is this? This is cool." And I was intrigued, and I think that's where it started because he gave me some, and I wish I would have still had them. I had a binder full of like first edition Pokemon and everything like that. And one time I took it to my friend's house to show it off, and my dad told me, "Do not take it, because if you lose them, because my dad was also a Marine, he was like, I'm gonna whip your butt, right?" I was like, "Dad, come on, please! I need to show it to my friends." I was so excited. I was happy to show my collection. I leave the binder in his living room because I trusted him, and his cousin and his brother were there. When I was about to leave and I picked up the binder and I went through the binder, all my like Charizards, Blastoids, um, all the hollows, Zaptoids, all those were gone.
Wow.
And yeah, and I didn't even tell my dad. I couldn't tell him because he was gonna whip my ass. So I just held it in and I cried. I was like 10. I was like, damn, I should have just listened to him, right? Dad knows best, and um started there, and then it started with like a few Kobe's. I still have them. Fun fact, I still have my collection at my parents' house. I've left it in the
But you
same
started
place.
Pokemon. You
Yeah.
started Pokemon. Okay.
hmm
And then you
hmm
all of a sudden you went to sports and you're like, it was a Kobe chase, right?
Absolutely. Being from
Yeah.
LA, seeing Kobe, and Shaq, and I still have my first jersey. Like my son wears it, and it was like the Champion brand. I might bring it down and show it on stream and go grab those cards from my parents' house so I can show it off so you guys can see.
Well, so thank you
Um,
for the backstory. So you were able to you met Scott in North Carolina, making that
correct.
up? Yeah.
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 And then
Scott said he could have taken you, by the way. Is that true?
Hey,
He didn't say that, by the way.
yeah, yeah. Hey,
Uh,
one thing I learned, right? Mind you, I'm only 5'7". I'm Salvadorian, we're short. Is that it's not the size of the person. It's not the size of the dog. It's the size of
it's the bark, right?
The bite.
the
the
bite.
fight.
There you go.
The
The
bite.
bite,
It's the bite.
something like that. Whoever watches this will understand and know, and they'll
The
look it
size
up.
of the bite.
There you go. So, and they also say, right, if you're taller, you hit the floor harder.
You fall farther.
Boom.
hmm
Watch out for the short, stocky guys. We're dangerous. I'm not stocky or yeah, I'm like 8'9", so don't worry about me. I'm really cool. I actually I once so I'm 5'5", by the way, and so I Googled like what's the average age of Vietnam, like Vietnamese guys my age, and turns out I'm average. So like you know what average American is? It's 5'11". So like it makes you feel better. In fact, you could probably Google that Emps too and be like you're probably above the
Yeah,
average.
it's
You know
about
what
the
I mean?
same as Vietnam. Third world country. We just eat like beans and rice and stuff like that.
I think you
Tortillas.
should flex for everybody. That's what you should do, man.
Yeah, all Emps has to do is this. They're like, yeah, we're
Yeah.
good, we're good, we're
Hey,
good,
you
we're
know what?
good.
You know what's really cool about, because I think I'm the only one that's actually met Emps and spent time, or Vic, and spent time with him off, stream
You
and
guys
stuff
went
like
to
that.
lunch, right?
Yeah, we went to lunch. We had a good afternoon. We went to a cart show. But what's really cool about Emps, and I think it's relevant to why he's so successful in his stream, he is the exact same person off camera as he is on camera. He's very chill. He's very caring. He is very aware of his surrounding. He's very astute. He's educated. Like all
Sure.
the things you feel in his stream when you see him in person, when you meet him in person, he's a delight to be around. And so I feel like some people, when they're streaming, try to be something they're not, and the popularity and the love and the person you see on stream is the exact same person he is. So it's pretty cool.
It's so important. It's so, I don't doubt that. Like Emps is Emps. When I see Nick is Nick, Scott, Scott, Joe is Joe, K is K. Like this is why I bring you guys here because we're all real people and like we're not bragging. We're just being normal people. I
Hold
think
on, time out. Somebody didn't give me the memo that it was Jersey night. Let me see if I have one here.
yeah, go get a jersey, jerk. Come on, Joe. Why don't you get a memo? Also, Kay, you're not wearing a jersey yet.
No, I said this in the beginning. I'm like, you all put your jerseys on, and
First of all, it was your future husband to be that started this shit. Okay,
I had
Scott
my
showed the
all
jersey.
day
That's
brand
fine.
on.
Yeah, I mean, freaking Nick is wearing an autographed freaking Jamar Chase jersey. Like that's kind of crazy.
Well, originally I was wearing just my regular old all day shirt. Okay. So
We should
you
talk
told
about
me
merch. Okay. Hold on. Let's. I want to talk about merch and like marketing because I think that's important. Because we all think about brands and we all over obsess about like what's our next step and blah blah blah. Let's talk about that. So Amps, I know does that. Joe, I know you do that. We all do that. And
No
so
jersey. My bad, Joe. No jersey, but I will show
it's
off
okay.
this. I'll show off this, right? This is my tailgate jacket for all Charger games. I'm a season ticket holder. So this is like, just repping that, the Marine Corps.
Just
It's got
repping
our
Chargers.
Yep, our logo. You can't even see it because it's blurry, but
Can't
it's
see it because it's blurry, but I get it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. And then just Captain Patch and
That's
all these
awesome.
other things. Yes, sir. So this is how you can identify me. I've been on TV a few times. Everybody always loves it. As you can tell, I love the attention. So there you go.
Also, who doesn't respect denim? Denim is nice, right?
Dude,
Denim is
you're a
like.
Chargers fan. I got an Omari in Hampton for you.
So we have Chargers, Cowboys, Bengals, Seahawks,
Just trying to
Packers.
keep you awake.
That's pretty cool. So one thing I want to talk about is like we've all done a good job of establishing our own brand. And like there's no ego aside, like everyone knows us because we did a pretty good job of just building organically like where we're at. I'm interested in like when I as a collector and as a hobbyist, I always say zig when people zag, right? Scott, we've talked about that all the time. Like if people are moving this direction, can we go this direction? And M Center, you think about this a lot too. Like as a streamer, as a God, I hate to say this because it's so cheesy, as a personality on whatnot. But like I don't mind because we're you guys like besides me, you guys are all big deals. What are you thinking like in 2026, 2027? Like, how do you raise the bar on your own show to become something grandiose? Or maybe you're not, right? And so I'm gonna ask Scott because Scott loves to talk. Scott, what are you thinking? Like for the next year, like what would you love to do? In other words, in a year from now, in January of 2027, and you look back at what you did, like what would you like to have seen accomplished? And I'm gonna ask the same questions for all you guys.
So
While I pour more vodka.
I'm 56 years old, and so this year I've started to dabber into the YouTube and Instagram. I'm horrible at it. I know I'm horrible at it because I've done digital marketing for a better part of my career. So I know how to analyze it. I just don't know how to do it. And I'm challenging myself each and every day to get better. And I'm always looking to improve myself. Self improvement is not something that just stops. So
Right.
I'm going to continue to do better at that. I want to do some more live shows to get the brand, and I want to get some hats with the Lucky. My dog Lucky passed away earlier this year, and I had a hard time with that. And one of the things I wanted to do with this channel, with this brand, is keep his legacy alive, and that's really, really important to me. So Lucky is going to
Amen.
last forever,
Yep.
and so I'm going to try to get some hats or shirts created, bring that brand to shows on a semi-regular basis, and then continue to grow my Whatnot channel. I think that's probably the biggest thing for me. But other than that, no grand plans per se.
And we all love Lucky that hit us like a pound of bricks. Outside of that, so like you got the one out thing going. Like, are you gonna focus more on like shows? Are you like whatnot is my thing? I'm gonna do whatnot.
No, I dabble into shows right now, but I utilize it probably half and half for buying, half for selling cards and stuff like that. But one of the things I found is, you know, as I talk to people, they always show up in my show that week. So whenever I'm doing a live show, I get new customers on my stream literally every single time I've done it. So I think there's a correlation to building your brand. So I think I can build my Whatnot show larger through stops doing live shows. I also
Right.
am going to be doing some trying to host some trade nights. Joel, I know you've done some really successful
Oh, I
ones over
love
there
trade
in
nights. Yeah.
Austin.
Free trade
I-
nights in Austin are huge.
yeah, I've got a local brewery, so I want to do that
Yeah.
as well.
So I have a bar restaurant about a mile away from me, you guys. You don't know this, but like I've been doing trade events like once a month. And for you guys that done shows, you all that done shows, like I come home with like my pockets are full of money and I have tons of cards to like sell for my stream. And like these are the best events ever. And like I learned that from Joe because Joe's like, you gotta do shows where you're on the other side of the table. Nick, you said that too. Like things are different when you're on the other side of the table. Like you get to negotiate prices and like anyway, it's not about me. Thank you, Scott. By the way, thank you so much for everything you've done. I appreciate you joining. It is super late your time.